Ladies and gentlemen, tonight is the night of nights, December 5th, 2021. Today we celebrate a long gestating movement of fans who are finally going to see their hard work come to fruition. Charlie Cox is back as Daredevil, baby. Let's break it all down right now on Hollywood After Dark. Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you guys doing? Welcome to the program tonight. Again, like I said last night, I wasn't going to stream unless something happened. And lo and behold, I'm not making this up. Something happened. Something, just when I thought I was out, just when I thought I was going to come home from work, I was going to crawl into bed, put on my headphones, and finish watching Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within on 4K. Kevin Feige goes and makes my whole fucking year. Not just my whole 2020 or 2021, my whole 2020, my whole 2019, my whole 2018. I mean, 2018 sucked for me in general, but still, Daredevil getting canceled was definitely a low point of the year. But to go through the news, I know he doesn't have a lot of time, so I'm thankful that he's here. Your friend, my friend, our friend, RJ.
Hey, what's up, Matt?
How you doing, man? Are you as happy as I am?
I am ecstatic as could possibly be. This is awesome, honestly. I'm very happy.
Is some very fascinating. I mean, this kind of stuff is insane to me.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of already knew, but it's nice to have official confirmation from the man himself,
Yeah, no, I do totally agree on that and everything else. What I want to share with you guys is there's a clip here. I need to hold on. I don't want to share some private info, so let me just quickly take this off the screen. Okay. So there we go. All right. So I want to play with you guys my reaction when I was sent the information about this. This is coming. I don't know if this will play. It should play. But this is my voice clip sent back to Mikey Sutton when he messaged me.
Yes! Yes! Yeah!
Could you guys hear that? That is legit.
You sound like you just won the lottery.
I feel like I just won the lottery. I feel fantastic. Immediately text my girlfriend. I was like, baby's coming home. And she's like, who? The missing cat? And I said, no, Daredevil. She's like, I'm going to bed. Shut the fuck up. No, I'm kidding. She actually is really happy too. She's big into it. She really likes it. And everything else. But tonight, again, this is something that we knew was going to happen. I think at some point, looking at here at the John Campea leaked imaging, which I think at this point we can just drop. This information can just be out there. This is most likely legit now, and
I would say it's almost 100%.
I'd say 100%. Yeah, at this point, yeah, 100%. So then the key is what exactly happened. How did this news come about today? And that to me is probably one of the more little interesting factors of it, because it was actually Kevin Feige himself who made this claim. It was Kevin Feige himself who actually announced it, saying here, Marvel boss Kevin Feige confirms. Oh, I love that word. It's so good. Confirms. But when it's confirmed, actually confirmed, not like, shitheel fandom menace confirmed, but actually confirmed Charlie Cox is returning as Daredevil. So, saying here that after months of speculation, the Marvel Cinematic Universe has found its Daredevil. As part of the press tour for Spider-Man No Way Home, Marvel Studios boss Kevin Feige has confirmed Charlie Cox is the franchise's Matt Murdock, should he return at some point in the future of the MCU. Because, of course, they have to play it up like that. Of course.
Like, well, if he returns, then we're going to pick him, obviously.
We can't spoil the fucking movie just yet. We can't spoil the goddamn thing just yet. No, not at all. But, obviously, this is big. So, here's what was happening. This is what he says when he was asked. He says, if you were to see Daredevil in upcoming things, Charlie Cox, yes, would be the actor playing Daredevil. Where we see that, how we see that, when we see that, remains to be seen. Obviously, they've got to play it up like that. I completely get it. But the fact that he confirmed that it's the actor, that to me is the biggest thing.
No, absolutely. It's a big deal, right? Because for years it's like, oh, they're not. He doesn't want to play with those old toys. They weren't really his toys to begin with. He's not going to bring them back. Well, there you go.
No, I heard that too. I heard people saying like, no, he's not gonna. I believe even Sean O'Connell from Cinema Blend had made that claim at some point, right? Saying, let's see if I can just bring this thing up here. Hold on, open image. There we go. Okay. Sorry, it's like, stupid freaking StreamYard and trying to figure out everything. Okay. So this is you gotta be kidding me. Hold on. Womp womp womp.
Did he delete it?
No. I don't know what's going on here. All right. You know what? I'll just save it and bring it up. It's perfectly fine.
Because I was gonna say I would not blame him for deleting that tweet.
Oh no! Well, this is your screenshot. This was your screenshot.
Oh no, I believe it's Caden's.
Oh, Caden posted it. I can never tell on the private in the DM group. You guys share so much information, stuff gets lost across the damn board. But yeah, let me just bring it up here if I could find it. Hold on. But essentially, yeah, Sean O'Connell is a person that a lot of people out there aren't really big fans of anyway. I would argue, mostly because I think in the Snyder Cut movement, they feel like he kind of tried stealing the thunder, making it more about him and his book rather than the movement itself. And then he's even tried doing that now with Spider-Man. But anyway, this is what was said. He says, when MCU Direct posted about this back on September 4th of this year, he says, I never understood this Daredevil rumor. Feige doesn't want the Netflix Marvel actors, never has. I'd believe Affleck and Garner before I believed Charlie Cox, who I liked in the role. I mean, that's such a kind of a piss poor take. You know what I mean? It's just, it comes across feeling like a bit of a piss poor take. And what's really funny about that is, he's not that he maybe he deleted the tweet. I don't quite know. But I think this is it right here. Charles Murphy kind of called him out tonight.
Yeah, he did, because technically the Multiverse Murph website posted this back, I think, in 2020.
Well,
I believe so.
Yeah, I mean that he was in No Way Home.
Yeah, that he was coming back, like not just that he was back in Marvel Studios, that they were going to do something with them.
Oh, well, I can actually talk a bit about that too, because it goes back further than that. Actually, it goes back a whole year further than that. And when it comes to the concept of YouTube reporting on this rumor, I was the first person on YouTube to report on this rumor. And I'm not even making that up. But anyway, but this particular thing I think is referring to like referring to him being in this movie, which I didn't know about until recently. But over on Sean O'Connell's Twitter account here, he makes, first off, he's pimping his book.
Of course,
right? That's a very horrible cover, by the way.
Is that really the official cover?
That is the official cover. Yeah, that's.
Oh, that does not.
That is non-aesthetically pleasing by any metric. Just round out Spider-Man's face.
Yeah,
just round it out.
I understand using Tobey Maguire's mask, but it would be so much better suited with like the round Spider-Man logo or something.
Yeah. So this is what he says here. Can't get verified, referring to Twitter, but I can scoop Charlie Cox confirmed as Daredevil in the MCU. Now, the thing with this, though, hold on. What he's talking about here, effectively, and this is where you just got to give him a little bit of credit, he's referring to this article right here, where he posted it first on Cinema Blend. That is, his scoop was getting that information from Kevin Feige. So on that front, he's not wrong. In this specific instance, he is not wrong about getting it confirmed. So he can, in fact, legitimately, with evidence, back it up and claim that. So on that front, Murphy's giving him a little bit of shit. And no, I don't want to give you my information, Cinema Blend, fuck off. And, but then again, he does say here, he was wrong back then, it happens. And, people give him a ton of shit about it, but they give him a lot of crap about it anyway. So there's definitely that to contend with here, but here's where it gets a little bit interesting. So the scoop about this in general, about Daredevil returning to the MCU, it actually goes back a couple years. And a couple funny things. For one, when it comes to this is my thumbnail, by the way, from September of 2019, Mikey Sutton had dropped the rumor that these guys are coming back. I talked about it. I was the first person on YouTube to cover it. But believe it or not, back then, Mikey Sutton wasn't really that well known. This is coming off of the Spider-Man stuff. So the first website to cover it, unfortunately, was Cosmic Book News.
Oh, man.
Right? They were the first outlet to cover it, which is really interesting considering how utterly terrible they are. And here's another little funny little factoid I found out today, for example, is last year I was at the Dollar Tree and I bought a really shitty looking movie for $1. I bought this really craptastic looking movie called Beyond the Call of Duty. And this is it right here. Because the disc was...
Is that the new Call of Duty game?
No, it's not. No. I think this might actually be better than the new Call of Duty game. But this disc was actually in my PC since last year. I forgot I had left it in there because I don't ever use my disc drive anymore. So I forgot I left it in my PC. This is Matt McGloin's movie. The creator of Cosmic Book News, Matt McGloin. This is Matt McGloin's movie. He was the executive producer of this film.
Matt McGloin makes movies?
Matt McGloin had executive produced this movie.
What the hell?
Yes. And I found out about this tonight because Forced Adversity had a charity stream yesterday, and they dove into Matt McGloin's past, and they referenced Beyond the Call of Duty. And I'm like, wait a minute. I own that movie. I found it at a Dollar Tree. And it is as bad as you might think. But anyway, that is a quick aside to this.
Was it made by the Asylum, by the way, real quick?
No, it's not. It would be better if it was made by the Asylum. It would be better if it was made by them, but it's not. It's unfortunately not. Let's see here. HBart says, thoughts on what I sent you. Did you send it to Twitter?
Probably. I have a feeling I know what it is.
Was it the soundtrack?
Well, I was going to mention there were some potential leaks with a certain movie soundtrack coming out in a couple weeks, and some people were speculating about some of the music choices in there. By the way, holy bejeebus, Michael Giacchino popped off, dude. This might be one of the best MCU soundtracks I've ever heard. If they play some of the music that they've composed for this movie, it's going to be something special. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. Well, no,
I'm not talking about themes of certain characters. I'm talking about just like the general score of the movie, like for Tom Holland and just some stuff. Like, oh my god, it's so good. It's such a good score already. So I'm very.
I did listen to it a little bit this morning. Because I saw it when I woke up, and I checked it out when I got up this morning, but I hadn't gone and listened to the whole thing. Now I do know that Disney has in fact, or Sony or whomever, has in fact struck down that particular soundtrack.
Yeah, it's been taken down
off of YouTube.
Yeah,
now
YouTube, and I think it got uploaded to Google Drive as well. I believe that was taken down as well.
If anywhere where it is publicly going to be talked about, they are absolutely going to know about it. However, on the darker recesses of the internet, that shit's probably already flown around. There is a group that I monitor every once in a while to see what they're talking about, because it helps keep you kind of in the space for everything, right? Like of what's happening. And I don't know yet if they've been talking about it. Let me take a quick look here, because those guys would be no, that's not the movie. But anyway, I don't know. I mean, I want to listen to it, but I kind of want to listen to the whole thing when I see the movie. But I did hear through the grapevine of what was being talked about online. It has a lot to do with the fact that a certain theme, couple themes pop up.
You don't need to say that. It'll go down in history as track number 19. The infamous track 19. So, no, I'm not joking, by the way. Track 19 is going to go down in history.
All right.
When people say track 19, they're going to think of that track.
Hold on. I'm looking this up right now.
Yeah, just go on Twitter and search up track 19. See what
track 19. Are there, okay, I'll go on Twitter, look up track 19. Let me just Google track 19, not track 18, track 19. Type, Matt, type. All right. Track 19. All right. And it just says track 19. That's all I'm assuming. Oh, okay. What it's titled here is according.
Oh no!
Fuck that shit, dude. Everyone's talking. Dude, track 13.
Oh yeah, 13 too. 13 and 19 are pretty big. Yeah,
Oh
that's
my
what it was.
god.
Yeah, 13 and
I don't want
19.
to say I don't want to say what it is, man. I don't
Yeah,
want to
no,
say what
don't.
it is,
Yeah,
but didn't we
don't.
call that? Didn't I call that? I'm
Well,
pretty sure I called track 13. I'm pretty positive I called
well.
track 13.
To be fair, we don't know if that's legit. We don't know if the names of the tracks are legit. I
It
just,
looks like whatever this is looks like it was written in Discord.
yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, right, like
So yeah.
the music is what's more important than the actual names of the soundtrack. The soundtrack names you don't
Sure.
know. Track 13 may potentially have a giant spoiler, though. That is correct. Yeah, we don't know yet, though. We don't know.
Okay. So
Well, H Parts is saying that the names of the tracks got debunked as fake. So
oh, okay. Okay. Somebody uploaded the whole soundtrack to WeTransfer. So it's being like
have you
it's
ever seen
being
fans go this crazy over a movie soundtrack being leaked online early?
no, I mean like a sound depending on the soundtrack, you know, I think like if it's a John Williams score sort of thing. But as I have
Well, I guess yeah,
repeatedly
for
said,
Star Wars movies. I remember the Force Awakens soundtrack, like just the names got leaked and people are like losing their minds at that. So, because they're trying to use like the soundtrack, it's like, oh, is this what happens in the movie in like the chronological order? It's like this is the plot, you know?
well, I hope
So,
that's not the thing. But I did yeah, so I do you have that yet? Did you get the whole thing or did you just listen to it on YouTube?
I barely listened to any of it because I woke up late this morning. So by the time I woke up, it was
Oh,
pretty much all taken down except for like little clips on Twitter, and I wasn't for sure if they were real or not. So whatever is being heard, I guess I'll have to wait till the movie comes out because I didn't get a
sure.
chance to hear or see anything. So
Yeah, or check the DM. Because you know, it's a flights around. But so if track
or that too.
if track 19 is what people are thinking that it is, that is actually really cool in my mind. That is great because it's going to show us that this movie is going to blow up. Another thing too
It's gonna
that
make grown men cry.
it's going to make it's well, there's one grown man in particular that is definitely going to cry. Okay, HR's here said the names of the tracks are debunked as fake. Okay, thank you. I don't know, man. I literally like I knew about it today. I didn't listen to the whole thing today. I only heard a couple minutes of it this morning. I am a big Giacchino fan. I have said repeatedly multiple times that Giacchino is probably the next John Williams. In many instances, I think he
Dude,
has
between this and freaking the
the
Batman,
Batman. Oh my
holy
god, the
shit,
Batman.
dude.
Holy fuck. That Batman score is so fucking fire, dude. But not only that, he did Star Trek, the 2009 movie, and
Mhm.
his Star Trek soundtrack is great.
Oh, that's a well.
He all
Look it up. Up
oh
is an
oh
amazing
my god, the
soundtrack too.
opening 9 minutes of Up that will tear out your heart.
Yeah.
Speaking of tearing out hearts, this is a good transition. I want to say what kind of like what I think is also gonna it's not gonna tear out my heart, but it's gonna really make my heart go grow big. Is the fact that one of the reasons why I do believe this piece of information came out today as we are coming into the final 3 episodes of Hawkeye has everything to do with this shot here of Echo from the last episode and who potentially is rubbing her
L-
cheek.
Listen, man. It's all connected. It's all it's all purposeful. They planned this out for a reason. Listen, could it be anybody else? Sure. It's a multiverse of possibilities, but I think we all know who that hand belongs to at this point.
Though
Come on.
for me, it wasn't even so much the hand as it was
The voice.
the suit.
Oh yeah, that too.
The
Yeah.
suit. Because it wasn't the gray suit, it wasn't the white suit, it was the black suit. And when we first met him, he was rocking that same black suit.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like there's
Hey,
that.
and guess what? We're potentially a couple days away from.
Oh, dude, we're literally 2 days away from this
Yeah,
from this, and it's
if he's in it, I don't think he'll be in this episode. I think he'll be episode 5. But we're still gonna be reveal this episode.
he will be revealed at the end of episode 4 is my take.
You think so?
Yes.
I don't think it's gonna. I think Kingpin's episode 5. Yelena Below is
Well,
episode 4.
well, Yelena Belova will be episode 4, but at the end it will be teased that that he will be in episode 5.
Oh my god!
Like because and I say
If
that
we gonna see
because
him act in 2 episodes like this early, I'm gonna be like, cause if he is in the show, I'm gonna be like, well, I thought he was to be a cameo, but if he's actually gonna be like featured in a couple episodes, even for like 5 minutes,
a lot of people are speculating at this particular point that that Daredevil might pop up in the final episode.
No way.
Like
No
some
way.
people are not so much Daredevil as it is just Matt Murdock.
That's more likely because everything I've heard is that they want to save Daredevil suiting up for She-Hulk.
And I'm fine with that.
And I'm fine with
You
that
know,
too.
I'm
Yeah.
absolutely fine with that. I think it's again, I don't care how we get it. I am just excited that we are getting it
Mm.
because I was just over on a stream with Mikey Sutton,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and
Syl and all that.
Sil was going live, and I was over there talking with those guys, and Mikey was saying that obviously, like, you know, this is a variant version of Matt Murdock. I mean, if you know, again, just like bring up the image here of them all on the table, his hairline is different, but he still looks the same. And this
Yeah,
is
well, the rumor too with that leak still shows that it's not fully done yet. That like, there's a couple of visual effects touch ups. They're probably gonna like close up that hairline a bit, you know. So,
dude, there's 10 days, not even 10 days. There's
well,
less
no,
than
but,
10
but
days.
but I'm saying that this is a very like that came out like that picture's from a version of the movie like from like way back. At
Yeah.
that point.
Well, I mean, I know, and that's why, again, why I think John Campea is doing as much as he can to throw as much at this. He's throwing everything at the wall in order to deflect from what happened, and that's such an easy tell that that's what's going on with him, which is why tomorrow should be really interesting to see.
John Campea, dude, he's gonna like. We mentioned this earlier, but considering I feel like he 100% did post legit photos with this watermark on them, he's never gonna live this down. He will always be known as the man who spoiled No Way Home.
Yeah, pretty much. And he's like, well, Sony's never going to bring me in anyway. Well, they might, because, you know, they might maybe would have at some point in time. But anyway, I just think it's like, it's just hysterical that you've got this whole thing playing out. I mean, this is what we've been waiting for. H Bart's here says, for $2, thank you very much, man. Says this could be the first movie I ever watch crying, or I ever cry watching. I mean, it won't be my first movie, but it might definitely be a big thing. Speaking of the soundtrack, Spherical Man here says that he found a minute-long clip, and that's what he listened to, and he shed a little man tear. So, I mean, wait, are we hearing? Are we? 'Cause I haven't heard it yet. So, like, because okay, so it was Elfman and Hans Zimmer, right? Those are the two.
No,
what I mean, well, no, is it Elfman did the original Toby, and didn't Hans Zimmer?
It's not Zimmer.
Who was it who did the Amazing Spider-Man? Oh, sorry.
They don't.
Horner, Zimmer.
I will just say this: they do not use the theme for Amazing Spider-Man 2. They decided to go with the first movie by James Horner.
Oh, okay, but Hans did the second one.
Yes, he did. Yeah, but he changed the main theme for Spider-Man.
So okay.
They went back to James Horner's music, which I kind of prefer, to be honest. I do prefer.
I haven't watched the Amazing Spider-Man since 2012.
I just rewatched it with Enosh, and I watched it again with my dad tonight, actually. So,
does it live up? Does it add up still? Because I mean, I feel like it still kind of holds up. I mean, I saw the second movie a bunch because I was back working at the drive-in.
Yeah, the second one is the one I haven't I have not seen the second one since I went to that early fan event in April of 2014.
Oh wow, yeah, that may not live up to it. That may not live up to anything. I don't quite know, but I do want to hear. I'm going to listen to it privately tonight. I'll find it. I'll listen to it privately. I don't want to. I'm pretty sure if I stream it for you guys, I'm going to get shot and killed. So that's just going to happen.
Yeah, Kevin Feige is the sniper above your head at this point.
He's got this. Yeah, he's got the sniper above everybody's head. But at some point, don't you think they've got to? They really have to at some point. Just like I mean, just realize that this shit's going to come out. Like, it's just coming out.
Yeah, well, remember when we were okay? So, a couple things, right? First off, just in regards to that, I have a feeling that the actors we saw at that villains panel that we watched the other night, Willem Dafoe, Jamie Foxx, Alfred Molina, they're going to be at the premiere. They're not going to hide them at this point.
No, I would. Why would they? I mean, there's no need.
And if Toby and Andrew are in this movie, I expect them to be at the premieres following the U.S. premiere on December 13th. Like, they're going to go full embrace Spidey mania to push this movie even more so overseas.
I mean, yeah, well, no, I don't disagree with you on that one though. I mean, is it weird that for the US premiere, I do not want them to be here? Like, I agree. Like
because wait until majority of the world's seen the movie first and then go full blown Spidey mania at that point, right?
Yeah. No, I completely agree. Real quick here, HR with $5. Thanks, buddy. Says saw Spider-Man 1 on DVD when I was 2. Saw Spider-Man 2 at the theater at 4 years old, and Spider-Man 3 at 7 years old. God damn, you make me feel old. Because I saw
I
Spider-Man
still
1
own
in
that
theaters
Spider-Man
when I
1
was
DVD.
20. So, you know.
Spider-Man 1, I believe, was the third movie I ever saw growing up. The first movie I ever saw in a theater was Ice Age. Then it was Finding Nemo. And then the third movie I ever watched ever was Spider-Man 2002 on DVD. So,
Yeah, it was funny. I actually watched Ice Age this morning because it's on Disney Plus now. And we've been watching the Ice Age movies and short films on there, and they're actually pretty good. I saw them, but it's been so long, and they're fun to go back to. But thank you for that, H Barts. And then hold on, I saw one here from Andrew Casali. Says track 19 is Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield's theme. Jarbo's beautiful. Tobey Maguire is back, baby. I'm so happy, and I'm glad for you, buddy. I am. I'm glad for you. I want to see it. I am glad that they're doing it like this. I am very happy that
until
we are
Toby
getting
and Andrew get gunned down and die in Miami.
Miami.
Yeah, they go down to Miami after the movie. And it
What,
turns
like
into
what? Because
Scarface.
Toby's like, hey man, fuck, crime don't pay, or capturing crime don't pay, but trafficking cocaine does.
Right. Nah, I'm messing. But no, I like I said, like this is like everything I'm hearing about this movie, just the way it's being constructed, even just the way the score sounds. Like the score, when you listen to, I believe it's the final track of the movie, Jarbo. There's like an epic choir mixed with the standard homecoming theme, to where it really feels like he's become an adult. He's become Spider-Man.
I love the homecoming theme.
And if that's the vibe they do at the end of the movie with the final swing to like set him off as like he's become Spider-Man, and it's gonna be like, you know, when you listen to it, that's the vibe I get. I think you'll share a similar vibe. If that's the way this movie ends, I mean, everything on paper about this movie sounds absolutely perfect. Like true fan service, but also a great story too. Yeah. So if they pull this off, man, this is gonna be one for the ages.
Well, the thing is, at this point, I'm more concerned. Like, I know the cameos are there. I know the things are there. I still think Doctor Strange is the villain. I really do. I think that we're gonna get a lot of cool things here and everything. I see everyone in the chat talking about the track. Let me see here. How long is track this one? Just how long is track 19? It's 4 minutes. Okay, I could play it, but I don't want to play it.
Just be patient.
I will listen to it later on. But I really and the thing is, I want to hear it not just because it's Spider-Man. I want to hear it because it's Michael Giacchino. So again,
like I said, wait till you get to track 23. You're gonna lose your mind.
Oh yeah, no, I'll definitely give it a listen tonight. But I will say this though, the again, if you're looking for a really good Michael Giacchino track, you may never have heard this. Go and find the Roar Overture from Cloverfield. It is a 9-minute melodic overture that Giacchino did for that movie for the end credit sequence, and it is fucking phenomenal. It is, I mean, dude, I will rock that thing on my own sometimes. It is so goddamn good. I all these years later, I love it. Even when I did my video about why I love Cloverfield, I kind of like hummed the tune and I clipped it out and I sent it to Giacchino, and he liked it.
That's cool.
So I'm like, dude, I love Giacchino, man. All right, H Bar's here for 5 bones. Thanks, buddy. Says Toby and Andrew pass the torch, and Iron Boy Jr. finally becomes Spider-Man. Most likely.
Yeah,
most likely.
I still don't think he was ever like. I know it's become a meme. I never considered Tom Holland Iron Boy Jr.
No, he was always Spider-Man to me. He, all three of them have been Spider-Man.
At the worst, you could say he was technically Spider Boy, learning to become Spider-Man. But
yeah. I mean, and so was kind of Andrew Garfield in the first movie, at least, and even Toby in the first movie. They were, they were learning because
it's about the journey. That's the whole point.
It's all about the journey, yeah. And in this case, it's like, they were doing a watch party for Homecoming the other day, and the whole the subject about Uncle Ben came up.
Oh, Brandon Davis.
Yeah. Well, no, but then one of the writers had said, well, we didn't want to, we'd already seen Uncle Ben die twice. We didn't really want to go back and do that again. And it makes sense.
Which some people are still upset about, which I'm like, I understand because it is crucial to that character understanding like where Spider-Man comes from. But I feel like when they were rebooting back in 2017, they were like, we have to do something different. We have to. Right? You have to look into the mindset of like the writers and the team working on this version of the character, like understand where they were coming from and why they made some of the choices they did. I think it worked out in the end because we're getting a movie like this that I think is going to satisfy everybody and give the character this new direction that everyone's going to be on board with. It just took us a couple movies to get there.
Yeah,
But I
I
like
hope
the
so.
movies we got. I don't understand how people hate Far From Home so much, but I love that movie. So
I don't know anyone personally in my life that people on the internet are one thing, but people in my personal sphere, because I went to VidCon right after Far From Home came out, and that was literally all we talked about. Like, you guys know who Chris Raygun is?
oh yeah.
Yeah, so I've known Chris since like 2014, and we went there and we're hanging out, and literally every conversation we got into, it didn't matter who it was with. It was like, so you see Spider-Man Far From Home yet? Like, literally, that's all he talked about for the entire time we were at VidCon. And everyone I know loved the fucking movie. I understand. Look, there's complaints,
Yeah.
obviously.
Well, the internet, it's so bizarre, right? Because the internet lately has deemed Far From Home as one of the worst MCU movies. I'm like, are you smoking crack? Like, there's way worse MCU movies than Far From Home. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't get that at all. Like, Far From Home was, oh my god, this like Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's so interesting watching how the narrative lately around that movie is went from, oh, this is a great Spider-Man movie to, oh, this is one of the worst MCU movies. I'm like, is it really? Like, again, when you have stuff like Captain Marvel that exists or Thor: The Dark World, it's like, come on.
Yeah, no, yeah, I know. I completely agree. Hold on here. Andrew Casali, $10. Thank you so much, Andrew. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Says Sam Raimi's trilogy holds a special place in my heart, and Tobey Maguire will forever be my Spider-Man. When I hear his Danny Elfman theme again, I'm gonna cry. Well, man, hey, listen, if you've already heard track 19, you're hearing it there apparently. But hearing it on the big screen, hearing it with that sound system,
I'm gonna be
that's gonna
seeing
be
it in
epic.
Dolby Cinema on Friday night. I'm so excited because Dolby Cinema has like that amazing sound quality, right? That's the big selling point
Yeah.
for Dolby, correct?
Yes. We don't have one of those near me, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well,
So
apparently it's a brand new to Vegas that they just added a Dolby Cinema at the AMC, so I'm looking forward to that.
okay, that's pretty cool. So apparently Giacchino had responded to somebody who had heard track 19. I'm checking his Twitter right now to see what he is saying, if he says anything. Oh, okay. So all right, so somebody 10 hours ago said that man, you are simply just one of the best. Jesus fucking Christ, your tracks are just, I can feel the emotion you have put into them and the feeling. Thank you for every single fucking music you make. And he just gave the prayer hands emoji. And I'm pretty certain that has to do with
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
with like, well, let me go and check this homie's Twitter account. Yeah, there we go. He's tweeting out the tracks. At that point, he's tweeting out the tracks. You know? So he is clearly dropping the tracks so people can hear it. Obviously showcasing that he is very happy for all this. But oh man, that's great. Like Giacchino again is I understand entirely, Andrew. I love Danny Elfman. I love his music. I love, the original Spider-Man. Keep in mind, I worked at the drive-in when that came out. That was my second year there, right? That was like my second summer. And that movie blew up because, when it made the 114 million it made in those opening 3 days, no other movie had ever come close to that before.
No, it was a phenomenon. Much I would say like not trying to compare Marvel to DC, but I feel like in much of the same way that Batman '89 became like the summer movie, the same could be said for Spider-Man. Just how like phenomenal they both were and how revolutionary they both were.
Yeah. So it's no, I agree, but it's
We had the
just
summer of '89, right? The summer of Batman, and then 2002, that was the summer of Spider-Man.
I never thought the only time I've ever rolled my eyes at the term Danny Elfman is doing music for was Justice League. That was like the only time. I love Elfman, but I didn't think he was the fit for that movie. Obviously, he wasn't the fit for that movie. But
Mm.
but doing this stuff and whatever. I mean, I think he's great. But I do think that
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie though. Even though I hate Justice League, I hate that version of the movie. Him bringing back the classic Batman and Superman themes did get a little bit of joy out of me. I can't lie, because my dad is a huge John Williams fan. So when he heard the Superman theme when he punched Steppenwolf, he like lost his mind. He was so happy. He hated the movie still, but that was some joy he got from that.
well, it's like go back to Superman Returns in '06. And you heard the Williams score constantly, right? I mean, like, oh my God, it was everywhere. And I love that track, but it's like that score was in that movie a lot. And but the thing is, the composer for that movie is John Ottman, who also happened to be the editor for that movie.
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
So he was just like, all right, I'm covering Williams, and then I'm just going to throw it in everywhere that I can. Again, I do think Superman Returns is wildly underrated. I will die on that hill. I really like it as I get older, and everything else. But there's that. Oh, also, sorry, H. Wright here says Nick Cage is Uncle Ben. That's no, it's not real, Andrew. It's not real.
Tobey Maguire's in No Way Home, but he only plays Uncle Ben.
That would no. Here's the thing with that. Do it.
Really?
Do it, because that would be the variant. Because now we're dealing with variants. Wouldn't that be wild? Right?
I mean, it is the multiverse. Anything's possible.
Okay, as much as that is true, people would lose their shit.
Oh no, they would.
People would lose their shit. It would be like the end. It's like when I saw Homecoming back in 2017, and at the end of the movie, Michelle just goes, "Oh yeah, my friends call me MJ."
Oh,
like there was groaning in my theater, like audible groaning.
How
and then
do you
of
feel
course
about that now, though? By the way.
So at the time I wasn't a big fan of it because I'm like, because I want Mary Jane Watson, However,
you don't want Michelle Jones, you want the real
yeah, and that sounds like, that's not to say that I very much grew to like her character in Far From Home.
Yeah,
I felt that they expanded upon her character enough, they softened her enough, they gave them enough time to kind of flesh things out a little bit and to kind of develop that relationship. And I really enjoyed it. I thought that was great. They have great chemistry. It makes sense because they're dating. So it works. In the case of, but originally I was like, I want red-haired, voluptuous, go get him tiger, Mary Jane Watson. And that's because I'm a simp for redheads, So there's that. Yeah. But I like her. And I can't wait to see what happens in this movie with their character.
Yeah, same here.
So I think that's going to be the big thing. H. Bart's here says, I'm ready to close a chapter of my childhood with Toby Farewell and say goodbye to Iron Man in 2019. I mean, yeah, that's going to be another thing of that too. Yeah. A lot of the, I mean, if you look at people like you and like H. Bart's, you guys are similar in age. And you guys have grown up with the MCU,
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's funny too, because we're in the same age range, right? We grew up with all the Spider-Man movies, if you think about it, right? So that's 20 years pretty much, or almost 20 years, 19 years of an established franchise that we're kind of saying goodbye to like an entire era of films too with this movie. Kind of like how Endgame and Far From Home was like the end of the Iron Man legacy, as he puts it, where you're saying goodbye to that version of the character. Kind of the same deal with this movie, where it's like a generation of kids my age, right, in the early 20s age bracket. They're saying goodbye to like the Spider-Man franchise they grew up as they once knew it, right? So I feel like that adds to like making it a big deal, if that makes sense.
No, I get that. It's kind of like, I'll say, so the summer I turned 18 is when X-Men came out. And that was kind of a very, that's, what's the word I want to use here? That was a unique time in my life, I should say, because I had just turned 18 a few months prior. I had just graduated high school. I didn't have a job at the time. I was, just trying to I had been in San Diego for a little over, I think, a little over 8 months at that point in time. And I was just still trying to figure things out. And I remember going to the drive-in in July 2000, and the double feature was, and I shit you not, it was X-Men and then Gladiator. And
really?
Because they're both Fox. And that's an epic double feature. And I remember sitting there with my friend Robert, and we had our 2 liter of soda, we had our chairs outside, we had our fresh pack of cigarettes, I'm like, all right, let's do this shit. So we sat there and we choked soda and chain smoked cigarettes all night long because, we were young, dumb, and stupid. And just, I remember watching the film and then loving it. And then as soon as it came out on home video, on DVD later on in the year, I went out and bought it immediately. I bought that and Gladiator actually same day. Brought them home, and at the time we had a 65-inch big screen TV with the full surround sound that my stepdad had bought. And I remember we sat down and we put on X-Men and we watched it with the surround sound. And my stepdad isn't a big movie guy, but he loved X-Men. And so like that was kind of a thing in our household. It was like the X-Men was a big deal for us. And so watching Hugh Jackman go all the way through over the span of those 17 years, getting to the end of Logan was
that was very emotional. It was also
very emotional.
Like, it was also again, it was like saying goodbye to like this thing you've grown up with and had this emotional attachment to for like over a decade, because a decade's worth of movies, that's a lot of time and commitment to a franchise and like being a fan of something, so yeah, I feel like that's kind of adding to the No Way Home thing too, and I think it's going to really sit in when we actually watch the movie, because regardless of who or who's not in it, it's still a celebration of like 20 years of the Spider-Man film franchise, so it's going to have that emotional attachment to it, right? But I guess it's also the concern of the movie too, that it has to operate on so many different levels. It has to be the celebration of like 20 years worth of legacy, plus be the concluding chapter to like this trilogy and this storyline and all this and that. It's like it's got a lot on his plate. So I think now we know all the pieces that are there. Now the question becomes with this movie, will it basically like be wrapped up and presented in a nice little neat package where it's actually a good movie?
Well, see, at the end of the day, what I'm hoping for is a good movie. That's what I'm hoping for above all else. I mean, look, I loved Homecoming. I love Far From Home. I love Tom Holland as Spider-Man. I feel he's done an amazing job. Other people like Toby, other people like Andrew. If what I want out of this movie is, I think Toby got his finale, if I'm being honest with you guys. I think Toby got his finale with Spider-Man 3. He got to have the happy, he got the happy ending.
Sort of. It was a bittersweet ending, right?
Because well, I mean,
he did reunite with Mary Jane, and they kind of hugged, and it kind of was like it was a somber ending because Harry Osborn died, his best friend did.
Yeah.
But there was hope for the future, right?
Well, because again, the whole point of Spider-Man 3 is redemption.
Yeah, redemption and forgiveness.
Yeah, that's the whole point. The whole plot of that movie surrounds around that. The only I guess you could say misnomer, big misfire in that movie was Venom. If you would remove Venom from that film, it would have been a far deeper, and much more emotional movie.
Even with Venom, it is kind of Sam Raimi's version of Venom, to where he exists to further the themes of the film, the themes of redemption.
He does,
Eddie Brock trying to be like the polar opposite of Peter, what he could become, kind of.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with you guys. By the way, we have now cracked 100 viewers or 109 viewers. Thank you guys so much. If you guys want help support the channel, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Hit the bell. I go live most nights, and hit the like button if you want. I'd really appreciate that. But also here, H-Barts for $2. Thanks, buddy. Says Toby and Andrew get proper send-offs. That's what I want. That's what I want.
Is it weird though that even though I'm more excited for Toby, I'm kind of looking more forward to Andrew Garfield this movie, because he did never get that proper conclusion?
Yes. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I'm 100% in that boat. Because again, when I saw Amazing Spider-Man 2,
so passionate around that character as well.
He really is. He really is. And at the time, he was dating Emma Stone, which is really funny but their relationship, you could feel the chemistry. You can feel that love that they had for each other at that point in time. And the thing with that is like, look, say what you will about Amazing Spider-Man 2. It has some very moments. It
has some really bad stuff, but there is, like, that's the great thing about all the movies, though. There's still something good in each one.
The scene where she falls was well done.
Yeah.
Like,
honestly, the entire movie, the entire film is filmed beautifully. The visuals are spectacular. The music's great. The acting performances are great. The issues of that movie are just 100% the script. That's it.
Yeah, it really was. And Dane DeHaan was bad casting as Harry.
I don't think he would have been bad casting if they just would have written him better. I think
maybe. I didn't like. Yeah, I didn't really care for like the design of the suit either. I just thought that was kind of weird.
Yeah, they had some weird design choices as well.
He needed more time to develop into being the Goblin.
Well, they should have never thrown in 3 villains either. It should have just been one villain and further. Like, they should have done, like, again, it's because Sony wanted to rush job, because Because I guess now we know in retrospect, Amazing Spider-Man 3 was going to be part one of the Sinister Six saga. You do part one, and then you go right into the Sinister Six film to conclude.
Yeah.
But they were going to introduce like the symbiote again and the clone saga. It's like they're trying way too much all at once. I'm just like, why? Take your time to do things one movie at a time, you know? But
again, it's
it
the
is what
same.
it
It's the
is.
same. Well, they suffered the same problem that Warner Brothers had, and that was they were trying to play catch up with Marvel, and that's the whole point. Is like they were trying to do it, and they failed. Both companies have failed, and now they're stuck. Sony is absolutely stuck, trying to get back to they have to work with Marvel again. Unlike, I'm sorry, Campia. Sorry, buddy. He said Sony doesn't need Marvel. They absolutely do.
Well, now they're like, it's so interesting because now they're tied at the hip now. But I feel like they like that security blanket too, though, because now they don't have to like ever worry about rebooting again. They can
Yeah.
just go like, hey, we have a consistent franchise tied to a multiverse now. We can just keep going.
Like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? Like, if I was Sony and I'm like, wait, hold on, I can do what? I can put in minimal effort and just piggyback you guys and make $1 billion. Yeah, sign me up, man. Like, what do you need me to do? Just let you to control? Yeah, sure. No,
Yeah.
no.
Plus, you don't ever have to worry about a franchise falling apart at the seams because it's always going to be connected to something bigger anyway. You get consistent profits. You just have to put up the money and do the marketing. Like,
Yeah, basically.
it's a nice deal. Obviously, I
It's
feel like they probably want more profit, obviously, because they want the money. But
well, they're still going to get the profit from home video sales. They're going to get the profit from that. They're going to get the profit. Well, not from the merch because Sony has, or because Marvel has the merch for Spider-Man. But I think the merch for the movie itself is something they get a part of. Maybe. I mean, either way, it's like, look, they can get all the merch for Venom. They can do all the other stuff for that as well. And that's where their bread and butter is going to be, and that's what they're going to have to do. It's really funny, because you know how we were doing the whole like Cameron Pasha thing the other day about about that. He Doomcock was live tonight, and Cameron was on for like the first 35 minutes, and I caught the tail end of it because I happened to just tune in while I was waiting for an order. And again, he's out there running the same conspiracy theories, all that stuff. But there was an exchange from Doomcock where they were talking about Galactic Star Cruiser, and Doomcock was talking about how you should be able to fuck R2-D2.
You're joking, right?
I am not joking. He was talking about how for the money it costs to get into this thing, that you should be able to just like hit a few buttons and have an R2 unit come in and basically like get you off. And at any point in time, you could just hit a button and get another robot, and it comes in and gets you off.
Jesus Christ!
I'm not. I did not have the time to get the clip.
If he would have said, if they had like a brothel at the Galactic Star Cruiser, like the Twi'lek girls, okay, that's one thing. Time I wanted to fuck R2-D2. What is he thinking?
It's very much hysterical on that front, because these guys are just like, I'll have to go through and probably find the full clip of it at some point, because it's just, I caught it off the top. I'm like, the hell is he talking about? What in the ever living shit? But that's just how crazy, again, that side of things are. Hold on here. H Barts for $5 says, how did you react to Iron Man's death? I see tears, but did not cry. I knew it was coming. I didn't know how it was coming, but I knew it was coming.
I mean, I'm not ashamed to admit this. I teared up a little bit at both deaths. It wasn't like full blown crying, but I mean, I did get a little teary eyed, during both. And plus, I mean, come on, the ending funeral too. That's a gut punch to the emotions as well. There was no dry eye in the theater opening night. I will say that. So.
Well, for me, it was like, I had been expecting Iron Man to die. I figured my prediction was Iron Man and Captain America were going to be the two sacrifices. And I was half correct, because like one died and one just kind of went off and got the happy ending that he wanted. So it didn't shock me. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, I don't really like cry at this stuff as much as I maybe would have at one point in time, like, I care deeply about it. I really do. Like, seeing Luke Skywalker come back, that made me actually cry. And I think I'm at a point now where something like that coming back is going to make me tear up versus something being taken away. If that makes sense.
I think the last movie I actually cried at, I think, was God, was it Inside Out maybe? Oh no, Toy Story 4. Toy Story 4 got me. That got me because
The end,
I was
yeah.
I was like a little kid, man, when Toy Story 1 came out, and like I
Oh,
cried Toy Story 3, but like actually seeing Woody leave the gang, I'm sorry, as an adult man, I'm not afraid of anything, right?
I didn't see Toy Story 4 until it hit home video. And because I just couldn't get to the theater and everything, and I was like a little hesitant because I'm like, I mean, I love Toy Story. However, you know, I'm like, number 3 is very good. Like you can't top number 3 in my mind, because it's just such a well done story and
Oh,
send off for the.
no, it is. But Toy Story
But for
4, I thought was a good epilogue, though,
it,
especially
it
the Woody story.
well, it's to Woody's story, and when it ended, you know, like it just like the way that they you know, that the nonverbal communication between the characters in an animated property is so well done. And at the end there, when, you know, Woody's coming back and he's like, I just can't go. And Buzz is like, I get it. You know, like
Yeah, it's like,
Bonnie will be fine.
and it's like
Um,
you've done all you can. You can go rest now, basically.
Sort of, but that sounds like kind of very final, even though he did find a renewed
Yeah,
zeal for life.
he found renewed purpose
But
in life. He became a
at,
lost toy.
but
So.
at the end of the day, I get done watching that movie with my girlfriend, and I'm feeling kind of like depressed when it's over. You know, like I'm happy that Woody's happy, but I'm like, wait a minute.
They're never
Wait
gonna
a
see each
minute.
other again, basically.
Hold on. Yeah, hold the phone here. Like, we're gonna have to have another movie where the gang reunites. Like,
No, man, I think it's done because
no,
like
I
they're
mean, I'm
doing
pretty
Lightyear.
sure it's done. I'm not saying I like it though. I'm just
That's
saying
probably
that
why they're
it's
doing a movie like Lightyear, though. To be honest, like to continue the franchise in a different way, you know.
yeah. Well, I mean, they're doing the Lightyear movie and they're doing everything else, and so I get where they're going for with that. But when I watch these movies, for me, they, you know, they evoke an emotion out of me, but it's never really one of like crying. It's always one of I feel loss. Hold on here. Skywalker Brian asks, I'm a bit confused here, guys. Can you clarify some things? Was it 19 or 20 that the rights reverted back to Marvel for Daredevil? But why did Feige wait till now for the announcement? Well, okay. So the best way to describe that is there was the rumored, and this is rumored, it's never been confirmed by anyone of executive power. The actress who played Marcy in the show said that there was a 2-year cool off period,
Yeah.
and no one ever really refuted it, to be fair.
No. I saw some other. Well, here's what happened, right? The outlets were kind of saying, "Oh, it looks like there's kind of like this 2-year clause where they can't use them for 2 years." What happened in 2020? The pandemic, right? I think it was just by some miracle, right, that the rights reverted at the perfect time to actually start putting Matt Murdock in these shows because they were going to start going in production right around the same time the rights reverted.
Yeah.
So it just kind of turned into that perfect storm where now he could potentially be in No Way Home and She-Hulk because it just worked out timing wise.
Well, I mean, and that's, and again, that's probably something, but I think they were always planning on it because there were the rumors going back to 2019. And so before the pandemic, but here's the thing. The popularity of Daredevil was very high. It was when it came out in 2015, it was Netflix's most watched show. And they did, you know, they were planning on just doing a couple seasons of Daredevil, leading up to the Defenders, getting everyone in. And then, oh, lo and behold, they brought in the Punisher for season 2. That was so well received that they gave him two seasons of a spinoff show.
Yeah, and those episodes are fucking perfect.
Thank you. People always rag on season 2. I'm like, dude, season 2 was good.
No, season 2, listen, season 2 starts off amazing. I understand people don't like the hand subplot towards the back end of that season, but I'm sorry, it's still quality television. I'm sorry.
Bernthal is awesome. And here's the thing with that as well.
It's just hard to top those first couple episodes because it does start off so fucking great with the Punisher, man. It's so perfect.
It absolutely does. But the other thing with that too, you have to remember is at the time, like, recently Bernthal's been talking about Frank Castle again.
Yes, he did, and that I thought that was very interesting because he basically said he has no interest if they don't go full R. That was basically the implication he kind of gave off.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing is people always, look, Disney won't go full R. They bought 20th Century Studios to go full R.
Hulu.
And Hulu as well, because they have all the FX content on there as well. Hold on. Phantom Flick here says, once Disney got the rights for Daredevil from Fox, they licensed him and others out to Netflix under a certain contract. People forget that and don't give Disney the credit. No. It's not that they licensed him out to Netflix. because Netflix never owned the shows. Netflix only had the distribution rights for the shows. The shows were ABC television produced under Jeff Loeb and Ike Perlmutter. So the character, when Disney got the rights back from Fox, when they turned down Joe Carnahan's pitch, which was dumb in my opinion. If you ever saw Joe Carnahan's pitch for a follow-up to Ben Affleck's Daredevil, it was pretty brutal. Because Joe Carnahan did like The Gray, he did Smoking Aces, he did that recent one, Boss Level, that's on Hulu. If anyone here has seen Boss Level, that's really good. The guy can do violence, and he wanted to make Daredevil violent.
Yeah, no, yeah, like I said, well, I mean, also too, season 3, man. See, I don't know which one's your favorite season, but season 3 is like top tier as well.
Season 2, season 1, season 3. Those are my. And the thing is,
really, you put season 3 last. It's interesting.
Well, I put season 3 last because I think season 1. I think Stephen DeKnight did an amazing job with season 1 and establishing the world, right? Establishing the world and getting us out there. Drew Goddard wrote most of the screenplays, or the teleplays, before leaving that project. And because remember, he went from Sony's Sinister Six that he was going to write and direct, and to when that fell apart, he went over to Netflix to go. He went over and did Daredevil. So he established the world, wrote the teleplays, wrote most of them at least, and then he stepped away from that. Stephen DeKnight, who did Spartacus, again, that's one of my all-time favorite shows. Look, if you've never seen Spartacus, watch it. Get through the first 3 episodes. I know that's a weird thing to say. It's cartoonish as fuck, but once it gets past that, it's a good ride, and the season 3 finale is, oh my fucking god, television.
Oh yeah, see, the season 3 finale is one of the best things to be put on television.
We never talk enough about how good that season 3 finale was. But anyway, this is not a Spartacus discussion. However, I wouldn't mind having that one day because Crixus was the shit. But that being said, I think Stephen DeKnight did a great job. I think it established the characters very well. It gave us a very contained story, and I loved it. Season 2 expanded it a little bit more by giving us obviously Elektra, introducing Frank Castle.
Yeah, and it expanded the world and introduced the characters people have been dying to see.
You know? Yeah, and I thought that was great. I thought they did a wonderful job. But season 3, again, Bullseye, Kingpin.
Yeah. Well, season 3, I loved it because it really dived into the back and forth, that villain hero relationship between Kingpin and Matt Murdock to the utmost, like its natural conclusion, right? It was just so expertly handled, and this, again, Kingpin, that performance is just so goddamn good. It's just the way that character worked in that whole season, just amazing. Obviously, you throw in Bullseye, even though he hasn't become Bullseye just yet, but he's on the verge of becoming that character, and obviously that's what they're going to do in season 4.
Yeah, and the guy who played Bullseye was great. That first scene of him when he's running up, and he just starts taking everybody out like he's ricocheting the bullets. And just like runs up on those guys and just slaughters them. Is like, holy shit, you know? And then, I mean, him as that scene at the end of season 3, when he rolls up to the Kingpin's party in the Daredevil costume with the corpse of that chick that he liked. And he's gone full insane, was just like, my jaw hit the floor and I was like, holy crap, this is amazing. And that's the thing, is I think people really want the darker takes on these characters. Like, it resonates well. That's why one of the things for me is that I'm really into like the ground level heroes. I think that's why I like Spider-Man. I think that's why I like Daredevil, because I'm not against the powers. I'm not against like the cosmic side of things or the global threats. But for me, I've always enjoyed the more singular, smaller storylines. And that's, again, the thing I really loved about the first season of Daredevil. It was just Matt trying to figure all of this stuff out.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this real quick, too, because obviously when you hear this actor's coming back, it's always about, well, what's the future, right? Obviously, a solo Daredevil project of some kind is coming, right? And we know Daniel RPK put out that casting call, right? We don't know if it's, it seems legit, right? Yeah. Here's the question I got for you, though. Would you prefer if it was a series, or would you prefer if they did a movie?
Series.
Really? Okay.
Do a series, bring him into the movies. Bring him into the movies as like a team up, but no, at this point, I am all about the series.
Okay.
Having
You don't think though that they might try and do a movie to just like well maybe like whether they do like a Disney Plus movie or something like a streaming movie or I'm not for sure
well,
theatrical
I
movie
mean,
too.
that's well,
But
I
I guess what I'm
yeah.
trying to say is like to distinguish itself from what came before. What if they decide to go like a bigger budget, bigger movie kind of thing? You know?
Well, I mean, that's kind of the point. The shows are going to have that level of budget with them and everything. Um, I don't know. I don't know.
And the other question is too. Obviously, I think Rational Skeptic asked the question: do they continue off of season 3? Do they kind of like soft reboot it and kind of start fresh with like?
I don't want a soft reboot. That's the whole fucking thing. I'm invested into these characters for the stories that I saw in seasons 1 through 3 and the Defenders. And I know they're gonna want to rock a varying angle of that and everything else. All they have to do is just kind of continue it tangentially, mention it like one time that something else might have happened, a little thing here, a little thing there. Because remember, a variant doesn't necessarily mean it has to be like a complete 180 from the character.
No, that's true. They could say something where some things change and some things happen, but the storyline is still Bullseye was injured in a fight against Fisk and
Yeah,
Daredevil. Daredevil or Kingpin know who each other are. You have Vanessa in there too, same actors, but you just like some little stuff here, change here or there. Maybe they have some more comic book accurate costumes, or like they go a little bigger budget and some stuff.
I don't
That's
know. I
different
mean,
to play.
I like all the customs. I mean, I want the night nurse to come back. I want
Elektra too. I want that
I
her to
well,
come back.
I mean, look, Elodie Young did a great job with the character, and she got a good arc with season 2 in the Defenders. I think they were fine with where they left it, but at this, because I mean, but again, I feel like the tragedy of Elektra. I think Elodie Young did a fantastic job, and she
True.
doesn't get enough love, in my
Yeah,
opinion, on that.
Elektra's so popular. I mean, even right now in the comics, Elektra is taking over as Daredevil, and it's fucking amazing. It's a
Oh,
great
okay. I
comic
mean,
book.
look, they
Great.
could find a way to say like the stuff that happened with the hand never happened yet, but I also don't want them to go back and retread old territory.
No, I get that
Or
too.
or maybe
What if
or
they do like?
maybe
Well, they could have Bullseye kill Elektra though. You know, kind of like the movie did, but
kind
do
of
it
like the
like
movie,
kind
but
of.
remember Elektra lived and we got that terrible ass spinoff.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
However, here's a little angle with that. What happened at the end of season 2? Elektra died. What did the hand do? They put her in that little chamber and they rejuvenated her. So what if Matt survived a building falling on them? Who's to say Elektra didn't survive because she already had the ability to heal? Or she'd already gone through it once or something. So we don't know that Elektra's dead. We don't know that she's dead. She could
True.
still be alive somewhere. Matt was drug out and brought to a Catholic church where we got that in the storyline about his mom, which is great. So there's a lot there that could go into it. We don't know yet what they plan on doing, but I think I understand that Feige's in a bit of a precarious position because obviously they want to do the variant angle and they probably want to separate themselves a little bit from that because obviously there is the Ike Perlmutter angle with hating him and the whole Jeff Loeb thing. I get that. I don't think Feige hates Jeff Loeb. I've heard people talk about that. I think Feige understands that when it comes to the popularity of this character, it has a lot to do with the stories that preceded it. It's not just the actor playing the role. It is
No, there's
also,
investment in the stories as well.
yeah,
Hopefully, he recognizes that. I mean, again, there's still so many questions about how they're going to integrate him and you know what's going on with that. Even with She-Hulk, right? It's like, okay, it makes sense he's going to run into She-Hulk because they're both lawyers. Of course, they run into each other. They run into each other in the comics all the time. The question is, how is he involved? Does it feel like a natural extension of what's come before? Does it feel like this is a totally different version of the character, like they do in some other storyline completely? So
yeah.
it's more of a case of we just got to wait and see. So.
I know. Apparently, was it Saggy or Caden had posted in the DM group? Um, okay. Deborah Ann Wall's husband apparently is saying that that he's not coming back.
Well, of course he's gonna say that. His wife has been denying that she's coming back too for like a year and a half. She's like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Of course they gotta, they gotta deny that stuff.
Yeah, like man, he looks like a chud.
Does he?
No, I mean not that kind of chud, but he's got he okay, I get it. He's I'm being a little bit on the mean side. Okay, fine. All right, so he's saying that if Daredevil comes back, we'll use Charlie is what he's trying to say. However, I mean again, look, I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to put it out there. This image exists. Just saying. This image exists. So
Wait, that's Deborah Ann Wool's husband?
yeah, I thought that no, I was thinking I thought her husband died, but no, I was mistaken. That was Michelle Dockery from Downton Abbey.
Oh, okay. Because that guy looks like a math professor or something. He's looking at the guy who teaches like
Yeah,
geometry in like a high school somewhere.
he probably did. Okay, so that is all right. That is his husband or her husband there. So look again, I think he's probably just protecting. Like, no, she's not in it. We're talking about. But real quick here, I don't want to miss this one. H Barts for $10, buddy. Thank you so much. Says from what I heard in Daredevil season 4, Bullseye was gonna change the Daredevil suit into the Bullseye suit, and then season 5 was gonna be the final showdown with Fisk. Yeah, that sounds about right. To be fair, that does sound about
Yeah,
right.
that sounds about right for a 5-season arc.
Yeah, like, and sometimes you don't need to go longer than that, but I think like if after the 3 years that we've missed out on, obviously we're at a point where people are like, we want to get that,
Yeah,
we want this to go on
you
for a
don't want to
while.
overstay your welcome.
No, you don't. But if done right, you won't have to.
True, that is true.
It's like if you keep it fresh and keep it interesting, and keep kind of bringing in
Yeah,
characters and moving them around, and again, the team ups are going to be the biggest thing going forward.
yeah, and
That's going to be the big thing.
yeah, and I don't want to crush anyone's feelings, but I'm just letting you know now. I honestly don't believe they're bringing back Mike Coulter or Finn Jones as much as Charbo might want them to.
Okay, so on that subject,
Okay,
I accept the reality that Mike Coulter is not coming back because of evil, at least for right now.
yeah,
I
he's gonna be
also
busy for a
accept
while.
the reality that Scott Buck fucked up Finn Jones's performance so much that it was by the time we got through season 2 of Iron Fist, which was marginally better, or not marginally, it was better than season 1. And we got the him and Luke Cage together in season 2 for that one episode of Luke Cage, and we got their relationship together in the Defenders. There was a budding relationship. They bounced off each other very well.
No,
And,
absolutely, and I wish you would have gotten Heroes for Hire TV show. Honestly, it would have been great.
yeah, so at this point, I'm just wondering if Jessica Henwick is going to stick around. I'm hoping she comes back as Calling Wing. I'm hoping we get Misty Knight back. I'm hoping we get Daughters of the Dragon.
No,
You
that'd be
know,
cool. I'd be up for
I
that.
understand. I understand that like people move on, careers change. I get all that. But I can see them. The thing is, after
Also,
Shang-Chi,
too, I'll be honest too. I feel like they're gonna do an Asian actor
they are.
playing Iron
They are.
Fist
Yeah, they are. After
because they're
Shang-Chi,
already doing that in the comics. So
yeah, they're gonna Danny Rand is not going to be Iron Fist. You know what I mean? It's not going to be him. He might pop
or
up
it's gonna be
again,
Danny Rand, but he's gonna be
an Asian
Asian
variant or
American.
something.
Yeah, Asian
Yeah,
American.
yeah. Isn't there an Asian Iron Fist character that's not Danny Rand? Like, there's a new one, or is it
Yeah,
Danny Rand?
that's happening in the comics right now. They have
Yeah,
two
they're
super
gonna
human
do that.
characters taking it over.
They're gonna do that. It's that's all it is, man. And that's like, and that's cool. Like, I'm not against it. I guess like I always, I enjoyed his performance. I think he got the worst fucking showrunner in the history of
Yeah,
of genre television shows.
yeah.
And
Scott Buck killed two things. He killed Finn Jones as Iron Fist, and he killed the humans off the face of the planet. So
don't forget about Dexter seasons 4 through 8 or 5 through 8. So the
yeah,
shitty seasons of Dexter he was responsible for. Coming off of the high of the Trinity Killer in season 4, that ending that still fucked with people. And then taking it through to its crap ass ending. Yeah. Scott Buck, ladies and gentlemen. And that was a Jeff Loeb hire. So so Jeff Loeb don't get to live that down either. Even though I like Jeff Loeb, I do. He don't get to live that down. Real quick though, Artie McFly for $2. Thank you so much, buddy. Says, who is the second Goblin character in the trailer at 209? I believe that's just Goblin.
yeah. It's Willem Dafoe. We if you're talking about the No Way Home trailer, which I believe you are, we now have confirmation that is Willem Dafoe's new look because he talked about that at the villains panel, and we got a clearer look at like him wearing like a hoodie. So
Yeah, they really played that up, so good for them. I like that they finally just gave it to us. So and then also I see H Barts here saying, I lost interest in Spartacus after Andy Whitfield passed away. When Andy went to Comic-Con, I think in '08, after cancer, right? Or maybe it was 08 or 09. After he had cancer and after when he was on the mend, when he had beat cancer. And I went to that panel and I was so happy to see Andy there because I loved the character. I loved his role and everything else. When he passed away, it was tragic, which is why for the second season they did the prequel, which is where we get to meet Gannicus, and Gannicus became basically my favorite character until the end of the show. And then from there, they brought in Liam McIntyre, who not as good as Andy by any stretch of the imagination, but he ultimately made it his own, and I think he sold it at the end of the series. So I understand, but I would really recommend continuing it because season 1 is great, but it still has a lot of love to it going forward. And then so okay. Sorry, RJ sent me a quick.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I want to hear that, by the
way. Maybe after the show.
Yeah. And so let's see here. All right, Josh here says exactly, Matt. Definitely agree. Love the Marvel shows on Netflix. Damn straight, man. Ilmatic here says I want Jessica Jones back. From what I'm hearing, that she's is
most likely after Cox.
Most likely. She just had a kid. I know she had a kid recently, but she just also said in an interview that she would love to come back. So yeah. I mean,
where would you even put her though? Like, would you like? I'm trying to think of like what character, like, because obviously what they're gonna probably do is introduce her to somebody else's show, like they always do, or some other movie. Where do you put her?
I mean, you put her on FXX is what you do.
Well, no, I mean, like, what character do you cross her over with? Because, for example, if Charlie Cox is coming back, as we already know, right?
There's one obvious answer.
Spider-Man?
No. Who would have a need for a private investigator?
I'm blanking here.
Who hired Jessica Jones in season 1 of the show?
Okay.
Jerry,
okay.
Right?
Yeah,
Jerry did. But what was Jerry? She was a lawyer.
I think She-Hulk.
I'm thinking She-Hulk is the way in. Or Echo, whatever is going to pop up. Jessica Jones is going to be in that ecosystem, I believe.
Yeah, well, also in the they're not going to do this because obviously it's different. But in the comics, Jessica Jones went to the same high school as Peter Parker, and like her and Spider-Man were pretty close, so you could see that connection. Although it's different, obviously, because Christian Ritter is obviously much older than Tom Holland. Let's say like they meet during the college years, and like she's an adult that he goes to for help. It's like I don't know how that's going to work, but
I don't know.
Or they do Spider-Woman maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they should kind of leave her where that is. I think she'd work well in that world with them, and I just want to see them interact again.
Yeah, make a lot of sense.
Rational here asking, did I see the new Matrix teaser? No, I saw you sent it to me, but I haven't checked it out yet.
I thought it came out on Monday for Matrix.
There's a new teaser that came out. There's a new trailer tomorrow, but there's a teaser today.
Yeah, they also promised some epic announcements, but I'm like, what else could you announce?
Matrix 5 and 6, Matrix HBO Max show, whatever that freaking Unreal 5 thing is for the PS5, whatever's going on with that.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot there. I have no idea. And then H. here says, Henwick was offered a role in Shang-Chi, but was she offered Culling Wing in Shang-Chi or a new role?
I think it was a new role.
See, that's the thing. With her going and doing the Matrix.
I understand completely.
If she would have gone over and done a role in Shang-Chi as someone other than Colleen Wing,
that would have been a waste.
It would have been a waste because it would have pissed fans off.
Fans would have been. I think it's smart on her end to wait for the call to be like, okay, we want to bring Colleen Wing back.
Yeah,
that's a smarter play, to be honest.
And then going over to Matrix allows her to go into another property that she could establish a character. I don't know if she lives or dies in the movie, and I have no idea. But I'm just saying, it's like, but I will say this though. I do think she is a bad guy in the movie. The blue hair is kind of a giveaway, but
interesting.
There's not a lot of subtlety there's really not a lot of subtlety to the Matrix. There's really not. It's
a lot of visual metaphors.
Yeah, it's a lot of that. Not a lot of subtlety. It's still one of my favorite movies. I did recently buy the 4K of the original, and I want to watch all 3 of them again before diving in to this new one, because that's what I'm hyped for, right? Spider-Man No Way Home, and then we have a week until Matrix, and then it's The Kingsman, and then it's Sing 2.
There's a lot.
There's a lot.
Plus this
Yeah.
Friday, West Side Story comes out, and
Could care less about West Side Story. Do not care.
See, that's the funny thing. I thought the same thing too, but everyone's saying it's one of the best movies of the year, and it's actually much better than people thought it was going to be.
No, and I'm pretty sure that is. I just don't have. I mean, like it will be on home video soon enough, and that's when I'll watch it. I love
I don't
Spielberg.
know, man. People are saying it's worth seeing in IMAX. They're saying it's something special.
I'm not going to watch that. If I didn't go see No Time to Die in IMAX, I'm not going to go see fucking West Side Story. If I didn't go see Dune in IMAX, I'm not going to go see fucking West Side Story.
I get that. When you put it that way, yeah, I understand.
I remember watching the original West Side Story in high school. Reed Moreno did a great job. I remember liking the movie. But at the same time, maybe I'm one of those weird random kids that was like, you know what? Romeo and Juliet was just better. Like the 1962 film adaptation of Romeo and Juliet is legitimately good. But then again, my generation, we had the Baz Luhrmann Romeo and Juliet with Leo DiCaprio and Claire Danes. That was what we had. That was what they gave us when we in the 90s. Like, hey, instead of swords, let's just name all of our guns after swords. Literally, that was it.
Yeah, by the way, Justin Intelligent Drake is correct. You fucked up by not seeing Dune in IMAX, but you could fix that. I think it's back in IMAX for until the 13th.
It's so... I can't even fucking watch a goddamn movie I buy. Like I was like, no, I'm gonna go do deliveries tonight. Tonight was kind of crazy. I'm like, it's kind of slow. No, nothing movie wise going on today. Because wasn't I?
Yeah, you're probably thinking yourself, there's nothing gonna happen.
What didn't I say that in the? No, it was I was over on Pop Culture Corners chat, and for a few, and they're asking me if I was gonna stream, and I'm all like, yeah, nothing going on. Just what's going on today? What do you want me to talk about? The PS5 executive who got busted for being a pedo? Like, sure, that's something, but it's like not really.
By the way, an IGN guy, I think Dan Stapleton said, "Oh, it's not really news. No one cares. He's not a big name. It's not a big deal."
Oh yeah, he got fired. Fuck? Yeah, he got fired, but it's like that's and good for that, by the way. But he's
wait, Dan Stapleton got fired?
No, the PlayStation Network vice president got fired.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah, and that's good. I'm glad he got fired because the fact that the guy got caught wearing a PS5 shirt is like that's why he got fired. If he would have not been wearing a PS5 shirt, like it could have plausible deniability. But when you're caught in 4K literally, and you're rocking a PS5 shirt while trying to meet a 15-year-old boy, you're gonna have a bad day.
Well, yeah, you were gonna have a bad day regardless, and you're gonna rot in prison regardless. But
Worse. Oh no, well the thing is I hope he goes. We don't know what's gonna happen. So call the police, give them all the information and let the authorities handle it. That's my take on it. But I'm glad the guy is, I'm glad he's not working. I don't know if that makes me Karen. I don't know how this.
No, he can go burn at this point.
I mean, it's allegedly until proven guilty. We don't know. At the same time, you know what? I'm gonna. That's the father in me. Is just like, yeah, I'm okay with it. Like. I'm okay with that shit. But anyway,
I understand completely.
Yeah, it's one of those things. So, what we were talking about. Oh yeah, just for streaming, I was going to go see Ghostbusters tonight, and then I was just going to go see the late showing of it, and then all of a sudden, like I said, Mikey Sutton texts me. He's like, hey, look, and I'm like driving the car. I'm like driving someone. Like I just got done delivering someone's fucking food, and I'm just like, kind of click on it real quick as I'm driving.
Like,
I'm like, yeah, what's going on with this thing? I kind of look over at it, like, on my phone. I'm like, Daredevil confirmed. Pull over real quick. Hold on.
You see the name Feige?
Yeah, I read it. I'm just like, oh, hell yeah, baby. Hell yeah. So I'm very, very excited for all that. There, Geeks here asking the question, do you think they're going to soft reboot Jessica Jones? Probably. They could recast Trish in a heartbeat. They could recast everyone else in that show except fucking give me Carrie-Anne Moss. I love Carrie-Anne Moss.
Yes, and don't get rid of David Tennant.
Yeah, keep Carrie-Anne Moss and Kristen Ritter and get rid of everybody else.
But not David Tennant.
Well, but are they gonna bring back the Purple Man? Kilgrave? Are they gonna bring him back?
Actually, that's a good point. Probably not, because that's too dark of a character for Disney at this point. Depending on where they put Jessica Jones, right? I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do, but
I don't think they're gonna dive into like I don't think they're gonna dive into like rapey shit like on Disney Plus. Although maybe.
Yeah, not in 2021 to be honest.
No, no. AMXF says here, Jarbo, sing Louis Armstrong's rendition of "What a Wonderful World." Um, I don't top of my head. I know the song. How does it?
They play at the end of all the sports games when the crowd's leaving home.
I don't watch sports.
It might just be Vegas sports because when we're going to Vegas sport events, they always play that song at the end when everyone's leaving.
I don't know what that is. No, I know the song. I know Louis Armstrong.
No, I know the song.
And I know the song, but I literally at this point cannot think of what in the hell it says. Hold on, let me. I found the video real quick.
Oh, there you go. The chat's putting it's in Madagascar, the song. The chat's trying to help.
I'm trying. I know. Hold on. Oh, okay. Hold on. Here we go. The lyrics are on YouTube. All right. Let's see here. This is gonna sound so fucking bad. God damn it. Fuck Jesus. Hold on. Get some water. You're an asshole, AMXF, by the way.
Listen, you only gave $5, okay?
I'm not gonna sing the whole song. All right, but I'm gonna
you want
try.
Jarbo to sing, you has to have a 9 in front of it, okay?
Yeah. All right, hold on. This is because I keep thinking because in my mind I'm like, can I do the Louis Armstrong voice? And I don't know if that's considered cultural appropriation or not.
Don't even try.
I gotta be don't get canceled again, man. All right, hold on here. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and for you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. That sounds fucking terrible. I lost it at the end there. Anyway, there you go on that one, man. That's the clip. That shit, you son of a bitch. There is dinner and a show here on Hollywood After Dark, or I guess at this particular point, Hollywood After Dork.
Womp womp.
Womp womp womp. Womp 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 womp. All right. H Bar's here for 5 bones. Thank you. Says Mercury loves Spider-Verse with Zack Snyder influence. Oh fuck. I saw that. I saw that. I saw that. I saw it.
You hadn't seen the trailer yet. I didn't know that, but I sent that to you. I'm like, this is so embarrassing.
I saw the image, and just everyone like Zack Snyder is the blueprint. Like, oh my god, why don't you guys just
it's really funny? I don't think it's Zack Snyder. It's a blueprint. I think it's Mark Webb, because the end of the Amazing Spider-Man, it really is pretty much the exact same ending as Zack Snyder's Justice League.
But that's not even like.
You have the funeral. You have the guy listening to the voice recording from his father figure they didn't want to listen to at the beginning of the movie. I'm just saying, Mark Webb is the blueprint.
Well, you gotta be a little bit crazy for that one there. I think a lot of people out there, again, the Snyder cult
copied Mark Webb is what I'm saying.
Okay, there you go on that one, right? There you go. It's all inspired by RJ. It's inspired by.
I'm sorry, Zach was inspired.
That's how this works. It's inspired by. It's not illegal that way. It's just artistic interpretation.
Yeah, but yeah, I understand. It's just like everyone's like, oh, they're influenced by Zack Snyder even in subtle ways. They're looking at his work. They're appreciating it. I'm like, it's just I don't get it. I just don't get it. And I like those movies. I respect the movies. I respect the craftsmanship, but I'm just like, again, it's that Kubrick thing of looking way too deep into shit as a visual reference to other movies.
Well, what it is they're trying to invalidate other creatives by saying that they are basically thieves and that they are stealing from Zack and therefore Zack should oversee everything. Just let the man make a fucking movie. How about that? How about that shit? Just let the guy make a fucking movie, because that'd be good. I like his movies. There we go. I'd like to see him make more movies. I just got 300 on 4K. Looking forward to watching it again. On my nice 55-inch television and just watch that whole that movie's great. I love that movie, but I want to see how well it holds up after 2007 to now. It's been 14 years, so we'll have to wait and see. Okay, so H Rights here also says, RJ, when you want to fight for the right to Haley? Well,
I ain't fighting. I don't need to fight.
Yeah, I mean, technically that would be considered misogynistic and toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like you guys couldn't like meet up somewhere and sword fight for like who's the bigger simp or whatever. And I'm just saying that in this particular case, you know, she's got the training to fuck you both up, which could be your kink. I have no idea. We all know that RJ gets harder when he gets yelled at.
No, that's not true. Saggy lied.
The Saggy lied.
Yeah, Saggy lied about that, man.
So
she knows she lied too, and she knows she lied.
Yeah, Luke Stone here says Sandra Bullock or Charlize Theron could be good for a Madam Web.
Oh my god! I forgot they're making a Madam Web movie.
Yeah, I would probably argue Charlize Theron would be the person for it. I just feel like she's like the choice they would all go for.
Yeah, it's probably a better idea.
Just because I don't see Sandra Bullock doing that. All things considered, she hasn't done much since Bird Box. I don't think. So I don't know.
Yeah.
She hasn't been in much. And HBar's here with $2 more says we fight for Defoe. So I don't know. I think you can. HBarts could probably have Defoe.
I don't think anyone's beating HBarts for that. So.
Yeah, I mean, like the only thing would be like if you and HBarts and Andrew Casali played like a game of winner take all for who you stand for. You know, you fight. You do something where you put up Willem Dafoe and he puts up Tobey Maguire. Winner take all.
There's no one on this planet that simps more for anything than Andrew Casali simps for Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to agree with that. I'm going to absolutely.
Everyone loses when it comes to that fight.
Yeah, it's the poster for it's the poster for AVP all over again. It's their war, our world. Whoever wins, we lose. So that's kind of how I view that. But anyway, I know you got to get going here pretty soon because it is running late for you, and I got to get to bed myself.
Yeah.
But before you go, I wanted to play for you this little exchange. I found it real quick. This is the Doomcock.
Oh boy.
Talking about getting knob jobs from robots.
And hey, isn't that the guy you covered last night, Valiant Renegade?
That absolutely is Valiant Renegade.
Is he going to become a frequent on the channel now to get covered for Chud Watch?
You know what? If he's got shitty takes, we might do it for Chud Watch. I think Dane from Force Adversity is working on like a new, I think like a new Chud Watch logo for me or something. He talked about it, but I don't know. I mean, if he does, that's great. Because there's a lot to talk about. I think there's a lot of chuddy content to talk about. No, but absolutely. This is it starts off with Mexican Iron Man, kind of setting it up, and then Doomcock just goes full. Oh my God! Listen,
this Mexican better see some freaking colors. You know what I'm saying? Like I better see. In fact, for $6,000 for 2 days, how in the hell I'm not getting my own hologram suite? Like for $6,000 for 2 days. Let's just say Mexican Iron Man would by himself. Let's just say.
You know what?
I wouldn't. I would take a date. But let's just say I did. I should be able to turn over, go and then I got a smoking hot green check.
Well, you can find out now because they have availability all of a sudden. So go ahead and move.
I'm just saying.
It's worth the $6,000 if they've got a completely open bar at the Twilight Girl dancing arena. It's worth the $6,000.
Bro, did you see the girl that was singing? Like, there's no way she's getting her hands on Mexican Iron Man and the girl from that commercial. There's just.
I'm not talking about those. I mean, maybe they'll bring some other ones in. I don't know. It doesn't matter how hot they are as long as there's more of them.
Bro, let me tell you, for $6,000, Disney is basically going to Jabba the Hutt me, and I don't want to be no one's slave.
All I can say is
here we go.
That for $6,000, they better have a whole lot of ports around the place where I can plug in like R2 and get a knob job just like he did. You know, plug in R2 and you just go right up there and you just boop, 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 and it spins around you and you're happy. And then you go to the bar, the Twilight bar, and it's open bar. And then you go find another port and you plug in again and get the knob job. Then maybe, okay, the 6,000, it's like maybe, you know, through repetition, you can ring up enough uses of that technology to make it worthwhile. But otherwise, the Radioactive says take the 6,000 to Vegas. If you don't gamble, you'll still have 5,000 left over after a week. Yeah.
So yeah, that's basically about it. He's trying to make a joke,
Basically,
but
he wants glory holes everywhere.
yeah, he wants to go to Disney to this, and then end up getting, having sex with machines.
Yeah, the way he worded that, I think he was basically trying to say he wants to be pleasured in glory holes all over his room. Like there should be places everywhere he can just stick things at, like stick his dick in for like a toilet girl or like some kind of pleasure machine. But like the way he worded that was so bizarre. It was just like, what? But
Yeah, I don't know. I happened to come across that randomly tonight, and it made me just go, what? I mean, like I get Mexican Iron Man. We saying there about get a hologram and a green chick, and there you go. But that's more of a Star Trek thing. You're mixing your fandoms, you fucking morons. And then of course, then Doomcock's like, hold on here. What if we turned it all into a massive glory hole? So but then he, here's the thing is he kind of let it slip in the stream that he lives in Texas. So maybe he knows a thing or two about glory holes out there in Texas.
Oh, you think
maybe he do?
Do you think he went to Texas from the great California migration?
No, I think he was already there.
Okay.
I think he was already there. But again, I don't know anything about
him. Doomcock doesn't live in Florida, to be honest.
He'll go there eventually to hang out with geeks and gamers. That's probably what's going to happen. But yeah, that's just a little clip that I found. I thought that was really dumb, but it is what it is. Deranged Enosh here with $2 says, hello, everyone. Matt Jarbo has maternity pics. Okay.
He keeps teasing them. Eventually he'll get there.
I don't know. I mean, like, whose maternity? Like my maternity?
Yes.
Like, I mean, I don't know. Jess here says we need to talk about the Star Cruiser. I'm going to save the Star Cruiser talk for tomorrow. There's a lot there to cover with that. That whole thing is a goddamn dumpster fire.
Mm.
And I mean, Disney. You saw that video, man. Disney deleted it.
They deleted it.
They deleted
Wow, that's surprising.
Well, if you got a few minutes, we can quickly go through it. Actually, we'll just go through the article here because I actually have it up.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, so let me just get that there. All right, according to, there you go. Here, come up on. Oh my God, StreamYard work, damn you. There you go. So according to WDW News Today,
aren't they a little?
I don't know if this is you're thinking of WDW Pro, and he went to his own website now. So that's as far as I know. I could be wrong, and I am very certain that somebody is going to tell me that I'm wrong. Now, you saw the video in question, right? You saw the clip in question.
Yeah, I didn't see all of it, but I saw most of the clips with like the weird lightsaber training and the console's not looking correct.
Yeah, that was definitely a weird one. Let me see if I can find. I know I have it downloaded. I just got to find the actual clip here. I might. It's basically. I know I have it downloaded. Damn it! But it's pretty. It's definitely cringy. I'll say that.
Yeah, just the way it looked, or more so the presentation itself, and because I know the overperformance by the actors and the people talking about it was also kind of cringe as well.
It wasn't so much. I mean, like the actors are gonna act. The actors are gonna act how they're gonna act, right? Like that's always the case. Like you're never really gonna get away from that, because they're trying. Because at that point they are very much trying to sell you on a product, and that's what they're doing. The biggest issue that comes from a lot of these guys has everything to do with the fact that it's just they Disney, I think, misrepresented or misunderstood, I should say, what fans are looking for with this. Again, it's just kind of like the whole notion with Galaxy's Edge. It's, hey, why don't we do this? Why don't we create this theme park where there is all of these, it's Star Wars, but it's set in the sequel trilogy.
Mm.
And then all of a sudden everyone's like, well, wait a minute, hold on here. We don't want that. We don't want it set in the sequel trilogy. We want it, we want it set in the original trilogy.
Yeah, or they wanted to feel like, I guess it was a mistake on their part for going for authenticity, because again, they committed so hard to one time period. You kind of miss out, I feel like, on showcasing all of Star Wars, But I guess that's not the same, because, like, for example, Avengers Campus, right? That works out perfectly just because the location, like what they did with it, to where it really doesn't exist in like any set time period, where you said like all the characters walk around. So that's not a big deal, I guess it's like from a design standpoint, the way they approached it in general, the concept was kind of flawed, because again, I don't think they realized, like, for example, why is it taking so long to do like a Mandalorian thing at the park? They still haven't done one yet. Like, that's such a missed opportunity for money and merchandise and park attendance. I don't understand.
What I've said about that, all of that whole scenario, is that they screwed up by thinking that the First Order was a long-lasting, endearing property. And the First Order isn't, because, it started off with the new trilogy, right? With Force Awakens. And we knew by the end of chapter 9, episode 9, that it was going to be gone.
Yeah, they were done.
It was going to be done. So we knew that. And then the downside to it is that they are like, well, we have to establish it as the resistance versus the First Order. And it's not the rebellion versus the Empire. And that's because that's all Disney Star Wars, and they want to sell their merch and sell all that stuff. But it's like, no, people want there to be the rebellion versus the Empire. They want to live in that world. It's not that they don't care about this. It's just that what you're asking people to invest into is something that is so new to them, that you're trying too hard almost, like if it's, again, what's there? The Millennium Falcon is there. Okay, well, that's a connection. A lot of the shopping that you do at Galaxy's Edge is kind of based around the original trilogy. They have a First Order, was it a resupply station or a supply depot or something like that? And it's just all First Order merch. Like, does anyone buy First Order merch? They literally have a thing there called the 709th Division. It is, or 709th Legion, and it's the First Order's version of the 501st. And it only has tie-ins in the comics, in the new comics.
Oh, okay.
Not in the movie, but they literally have an entire store at Galaxy's Edge that is dedicated to selling merch from the 709th. But there's no connection to it. There's no connection. So it'd be like going to an old folks retirement facility in Las Vegas and then not being a golfer. You're like, all right.
It's like, okay.
It just doesn't.
You're saying, yeah.
It's a very weird thing. So anyway, getting to this article here, it says here, Disney deletes preview of Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser following public criticism. And it was criticized pretty heavily. So they released this during their The Wonderful World of Disney Magic Holiday celebration last month, but now the video has mysteriously disappeared, along with all the official related social media posts. So they're hiding this thing. They are hiding it.
Wait, is this in California or Florida?
So Galactic Star Cruiser will be in Florida at Walt Disney World.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense, because it's what, the 50th, 60th anniversary of Walt Disney World. So
yeah.
Okay.
So the preview, which featured Sean Giabrone from the Goldbergs, exploring a couple of the features of the upcoming 3-day, 2-night hotel experience. That's a fucking stretch. It's like the 3-day. Come on. You get 45 hours. It ain't even 2 whole days. The video is now gone from YouTube, along with a tweet that featured the clip. Some speculate that the video had been removed as a result of public criticisms. I mean, look, no one here was championing this. Look at Eckert's Ladder.
Oh yeah, I did see that tweet. I saw Eckert's Ladder tweet. Yeah.
Now, the thing with this tweet right here, okay. So I mean, look, it's like
the consoles look really cheap.
The consoles look really cheap, but what you have to consider is the lighting. That's the other part of this too. Is the atmosphere isn't there, the lighting isn't there, the mood you're going to feel walking in isn't there. You know, and now it looks like shiny plastic, but again, it has a fucking spotlight right on it. You know what I mean? So it's like it definitely looks new. But people don't want new in Star Wars. They just don't. They want kind of grimy, they want grungy, they want the outer rim. You know, they want that kind of like lived in feel.
Right.
You know?
Like the clean cut stuff, that's more Star Trek. It's more like a Star Trek thing.
Well, and this and that's why
shiny.
this feels like when they shows them walking through the hallway, it feels like you're on the Enterprise, that you're not on a thing. And what's funny is even like Doomcock and those guys were talking about it, and they failed to understand exactly what this was, because Doomcock's like, I don't want to be trapped in there for 2 days. I want to go off and do things. And it's like,
you can.
You get to go to Batu, and then from there you get to go to the park itself and do the whole thing there. But this is an immersive, interactive experience, meaning that they're setting up things for you to do on the ship that are going to keep you entertained and engaged. Yeah. So, I mean, even Only One Kenobi here says, Eckhart's Ladder, you are right. The new Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser video is getting dislikes, and thankfully, for whatever reason, this, of course, is happening right at the very end of the YouTube showing public dislikes. So,
yeah, this is like the final bastion of that, right?
Yeah, and I mean, like, look, I'm generally a person that's I'm okay with the dislikes going away, but here's a situation where I kind of feel that it's necessary. But as always, I support everyone having their voice and exercising it by posting a post on social media or making a video. That's kind of how I view it. It's gone. At this point, the whole thing is gone. All of the social media feeds is gone. All the video stuff is gone. And that's kind of weird. So what the hell? Enosh, get your own. Go to bed. What are you doing?
He's all like,
what are you trying to do? You trying to poach my boy?
He's coming over here like, hey,
what's going on, huh?
Man?
What? Just because I got double the amount of viewers than you? What's going on? I'm kidding.
Nah, it's not good.
I'll be wrapping up in a few minutes, and I'll go over to your channel and I'll show you how it's done. No, but Enosh, no, it's all good. We will be wrapping up in a few minutes, so Enosh, feel free to head on over there and chit chat with him.
Yeah, everyone come on over and say hello to Enosh. We're done.
Yeah, I'll probably pop in for a minute. H Bar here says I'll be right there. You shut your fucking mouth.
Yeah, you wait till we do the outro.
Yeah, you wait till we're done. But no, listen. Here's the thing with this. I want to go to the Galactic Star Cruiser, but I'm not going to pay the $6,000 for it. I was heavily looking at, because it opens in March. I turned 40 in March. I was really looking at trying to put together like a group of people to go, to book a room and to go. And I see this video, and it deflated me a little bit. It really did deflate me a little bit. It was not, I'm like, what is this, man? Like the video they showed of the CEO of the theme parks trying to do lightsaber training, and it just looked like a person who had died and suffers from rigor mortis attempting to do Beat Saber. It just looked so static and stale and dead. And then they show off like never mind the fact that the plastic on the wall and the training thing looked like something I could get at like a Dollar Tree for just the design. Terrible shit. It was just terrible stuff. And then, you go to the Twi'lek bar and there's like, all right, well, I don't mind the live music.
Yeah,
but it didn't really.
I want them to have like the Cantina band, man. Bring those guys.
That's what they want. People want the fucking nostalgia. That's what it boils down to. People want the nostalgia. They don't care about this new stuff. It's not to say that it's not ever going to get there.
Nostalgic experience. I think the new stuff's cool too, but they want to feel like they're just walking to Mos Eisley Canteen. That's how they want the bar to look. That's how they want. They want to feel like they're going to Tatooine, right?
Yeah,
that's why Tatooine probably would have been a better setting for the park. But besides the point,
Yeah, no, completely. It's that whole notion that when you think about this, people, and I agree, and like, I'm not trying to be a boomer about it. I like the sequel trilogy well enough. I like the characters. I would like to see more Finn and more Rey and more Poe. And if done correctly, even more Rose, give her a redemption that actually means something. Like, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah. But overall, though, you would say you would not spend $6,000.
I wouldn't spend $1,500, because if I were to go with a room of 4 people, it'd be about $1,500 a person. For the length of time, I could take a week-long cruise to Alaska for cheaper than that 2-night experience. So,
Yeah.
you know, like, and I could do excursions with that money even on that cruise ship. So I don't, I mean, I want to go for the immersive experience. But it's one of those things where I think they realize they might have screwed up. Now, Drake here says, I mean, if they're actually going back to the drawing board and listening to criticism, then isn't that a good thing? No, it very much is. They really need to do that. And I'm hoping that they do, because it doesn't look the part. You know, Skywalker Brian here says, as I stated before, Matt, they really need to price flux for dropping the prices throughout the different seasons. A family of 4 wouldn't realistically afford this, to be honest. But a family of 4 wouldn't even realistically be able to afford going to Disneyland. You know, if the tickets now are like $200 a day during the summer for a park hopper pass just at Disneyland, and you know, and you go for a couple days, you got a family of 4, you're looking at like an insane amount of cash. Now,
I agree with Rhea though. Overall, like, if I was gonna do this, it'd be a once in a lifetime kind of thing, only like a bucket list thing. If I had the money or some kind of huge
100%. But Ray, I mean, like, this is one of those things where, you know, I would sit there and say, like, why don't, you know, a bunch of us get together and just go, okay, why don't we plan to go like a group event and plan to go for like, you know, maybe like a year and a half down the road, so people have time to save up money and stuff. But like, do that, you know, because that would be something that would be better than, you know, as a commemorative thing. But for right now, they need to go through and they need to fix it. They need to go through and fix Galaxy's Edge. They need to go and change Batu back to being Tatooine, you know, and you could still have Smuggler's Run on there with Hondo Kanata if you wanted to do it. The Rise of the Resistance ride could be reformatted to be an Empire ride, considering the fact that the ATSTs are there, or the AT-ATs are there. And you could easily just, you know, pull out all of the First Order troopers and replace those guys with stormtroopers. You know, you could and then you could replace Darth Vader or Kylo Ren with Darth Vader. Right? Like they could go back and they could turn Rise of the Resistance into Rise of the Rebellion, and it would be more popular than ever.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's my boomer point. Maybe that's where I'm just at. Like, you
know, I get you. Overall, I'm not impressed with how this looks. Again, hopefully, you know, like the Disney vloggers, they're going to be covering this like crazy when it opens. So we'll get we get to see what it looks like, and hopefully they're listening to the feedback and they make some changes if necessary. So,
no, I absolutely agree with you. And because the thing is, I love Star Wars. I want them to handle it properly. But you know, the biggest problem with Galaxy's Edge is it's always been part of the theme park. So it's going to live up to that stuff. And they're trying to sell me on something that I don't think really exists, to be honest with you. And that, what I mean by that is they're trying to sell me on a franchise that is rooted in a very specific era of time. And that would be, what I mean by that is like the OT. Whether it's just before it or just after it, there's a wiggle room there. That's where fans want to spend the time. You know what I mean? It's like fans want to see what happens. It's like, the best way to describe it is, why do we still like watching World War II movies or movies set during World War II?
It's familiar.
It's familiar. It's the aesthetic. It's the mystery. It's the intrigue. It's the danger. It's the, you know, the outcome of how things are going to be, but there were so many intrinsical stories during that time. All across the world, things were happening, covert operations, subversive actions by resistance forces, you know, going up against the axis of evil on multiple continents, dealing with multiple dictators, with multiple ideologies, and all of these things. And it was the world versus itself, and good versus evil, and the Allied versus the Axis. And that's why we like it, because there are clear cut good guys and bad guys and a lot of intrigue in the middle. And that's the biggest problem with the sequel trilogy on Star Wars. It never had the intrigue, because it like the First Order should have, if they really wanted it to work, the First Order needed to be in power, not just like on the precipice of trying to take over, or the Last Jedi should not have taken place moments after The Force Awakens. It should have been years down the road, where the First Order was able to use Starkiller Base to just start taking out a ton of shit and exacting control over everything and just beating the rebellion back till it's nothing and they're on their last legs. And that is where they need to go and get to Rey, who has now been training for all of this time because she is the last Jedi and they need her to help lead it. No, we got to go save a pack of fucking wild animals, but leave the slave children, you guys. Just leave the slave children. They'll be fine. That one right there is force sensitive. It's okay. He won't get raped. Sorry, that's hardcore.
No,
I have issues with the end of that movie. They leave the slave children. That's my issue. Not only that, they park the fucking car on the beach. And Joseph Gordon-Levitt speaking like a weird ass Kentuckian is like, "Hey, officer." That was Joseph Gordon-Levitt. That was the one who narked him out.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I really don't like the Canto Bite scene.
I hate Canto Bite. I despise Canto Bite. It's so bad. It stops the movie dead in its tracks. You could easily get to the same conclusion 20 minutes faster with a much better twist that I've pitched multiple times. And it's that. Draker's like, Jesus fuck, Matt. That went dark. It did. Shows you how passionate I am about this shit. But anyway, guys, there's that. Hold on. Let's see here. Hold on. What is Dennis saying? I'm seeing this about Dennis here.
He's saying
Andy Signore is getting sued by Screen Junkies for breaking stipulations of a settlement, talking about businesses, employees, etc. Do you have evidence of that, Dennis? Because that's fucking funny.
That's pretty big if that's true.
Yeah, where did you end up finding that at, man? Because I haven't paid attention to Signore in a bit. I just know that he's profiting off the death of children, younger people, missing kids and stuff. Let me see here. Okay, does he talk about it on his? Is he talking about it at all on?
I don't think he blocked me on Twitter. So let me see.
No, I've got some friends who run a it's like a repository for collecting tweets.
Okay.
So it's like a Discord server that collects. I mean, we're talking hundreds of people. Bots are always everything they tweet, everything they delete too. So I'm looking through his right now, because he's on that list. So I mean, I don't know if he's talking about it or not. That'd be pretty funny if he gets it. I'd be okay with that because he's an idiot.
Yeah.
But all right. Well, here, DM me whatever you got on Twitter. We'll take a look at it. Big if true.
Yeah.
Also funny.
Big if true.
And also very, very deserving in my opinion. Opinion, Andy. Opinion. Just like it's my opinion that you're a bloviating asshole. So anyway, great way to kind of wrap it up. Hold on here. Fourth with a $5 super chat says the lost Vago boss system.
That's pretty much what it was.
Kinda, yeah, right. Was the worst part of the last Jedi. Oh my god, yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. That's hysterical. That's
a good way. That's a good way to end the night.
That's a good one, buddy. I love it. The fourth and I will disagree on a lot of shit, but I give the fourth a lot of credit because he's got a pretty good wit, and he'll come in and just drop these like these nukes that just catch me off guard and make me laugh. So I appreciate you, buddy. I know Miles. I know. I didn't want to dive into the nerdrotic stuff.
Yeah, that's something you should cover tomorrow. If you cover that, I'll definitely be there.
Yeah,
I have so much to say about that.
Oh no, fandom. I'm sure fandom will send me whatever he's got. But yeah, I know Tom Connor crying about it,
and then nerdrotic the next day.
I know. Oh my god, what was that? The image. I'll bring up that image real quick. That was.
Oh yeah, somebody made that. I think.
Yeah, this is to me the funniest, most representative thing about Gary, and it's so gonna piss him off at some point in time because he's not gonna be able to really kind of live this down.
Yeah, please. That is a funny image. I hope it blows up and everybody.
Oh yeah, no, he gets ratioed on Twitter pretty.
He got
a lot
ratioed
now.
bad today with the.
Yeah, he gets. But the thing is, none of that matters unless it hits his YouTube. That's the whole thing. Like if all the people ratioing him on YouTube went to his like live stream and just started like making fun of him in the live stream chat, they'd all get timed out. But it would be like, it would start messing with them a bit because they can't. I don't think they can really handle it if it gets into their echo chamber. But this is the image that was made of Gary.
The caption was, "Spider-Man is Peter Parker. Miles Morales is Miles Morales." I mean, that's what he said on Twitter. That he said that caption there. It's fucking beautiful.
Oh yeah, I thought that was pretty goddamn fucking hysterical right there. I know it's like, oh, he's fucking whatever.
He's not really Spider-Man.
He's Ultimate Spider-Man. I won't say it. He's Ultimate Spider-Man. That's the name. Let's see here. Matt, just wondering did you see the video yet? I sent you an email about MJ buying Marvel for Stranger. I did. I'm trying to Stranger Days right now. I don't want to say it's on hold. I have episodes finished. I have episodes recorded. I need to go and record the rest of them. I'll post one this week. I'll probably start refresh it, send it to me again, or ping me again on DM so it goes to the top of my list, and I'll take a look at it because that's a cool story, and I could talk about that for the podcast. So absolutely. I'm not, because here's the thing with that. I'm not going to do like I told my editor, who's a friend, and I appreciate him wanting to help out, but like literally, I sent him like 5 just like audio episodes, like I don't know, like 4 weeks ago, and he hasn't done anything with them. I mean, he's got stuff going on. I get that, but it's like, I'm like, all right, man, like if you're busy, let's, I don't want to wait around, and I don't want you to feel stressed, especially not during the holidays, So, yeah, I'll figure something out. It'll be good. It'll just be audio, kind of like Podio commentary is going to do the same thing. I don't feel the need to be on camera. I had 100 people tonight. I wasn't on camera, so it's all good. Yeah. But yeah, hit me up with that one. It'd be great. Thank you guys again. RJ, I know you're taking a bit of a break from doing your own stuff right now, but you're on 4 Nerds.
Yeah, that'll be maybe Tuesday. I got exams this week, but yeah. I got some big plans for when Spider-Man comes out. I got a big stream I'm gonna probably do as soon as I walk out the movie. So, good,
man.
Yeah, I'll pop over my channel. I got some plans I'm working on. It's exam period, so it's been tough this week. That's why I'm taking a little bit of a break, but should be back pretty soon. So.
No, I completely. I'm looking forward to that.
And school,
Yeah. Oh, dude, education is important. You don't want to end up like geeks and gamers. Oh no, you've got a high school degree. You've already done better.
Damn.
I have no chill, and I make no qualms. But that being said, everybody, check out RJ over on the 4 Nerds Network for Marvel Mania, I believe is the name.
Yeah, and I got my own channel too. I still got videos up there. You can go look at it. So I haven't been doing much, but I'll probably be back. I might do a stream this week. We'll see. I got some time off, so.
Yeah, do something like that. Geeks here, dropping your link in the chat. Go check it out, guys. Thank you so much. I'll probably pop over to Enosh for a few minutes just to give him a hard time.
Yeah, they're going to debate about if Die Hard's a Christmas movie right now.
Why the mother? Jeez, that is not a debate. That at this point,
it is.
That is established case law. All right, that was handed down by the Supreme Court of pop culture. Everyone acknowledges its existence, and by trying to argue if what are they trying to overturn? John v. Damn it, I have to think of a Roe v. Wade meme. Is there a pun for that?
McLean v. I don't know.
God, too bad it wasn't in like Miami. It could be like John v. Miami-Dade, right? No. Yippee-ki-yay. John.
McLean v. Yippee-ki-yay.
Yippee-ki-yay. I don't know. Let's see. 4th here says, The Long Kiss Goodnight is my Christmas movie over Die Hard, but that's just me. Hey, listen, if the best place to hide a gun is underneath your ball sack because during a pat down, a man is unlikely to grab another man's crotch.
Oh my
which is
God.
no,
Would you
that's a line.
consider- real quick before we get, would you consider Lethal Weapon to be a Christmas movie?
Yes, 100%,
Really? Okay.
100%.
Because Die Hard, I feel like people were accepting of. Lethal Weapon, some people still argue about that.
No, Die Hard is the Christmas movie. All right, in my mind, it's the Christmas movie, whereas Lethal Weapon is a Christmas movie. The Ref, the Dennis Leary, Kevin Spacey, Annette Bening comedy, that's a Christmas movie. You know, I mean, everyone always goes like, oh, you know, National Lampoon's Vacation, that's a Christmas film. Home Alone, Christmas movie, all that kind of stuff. But you know, you get like what was it? Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is I think no, or was that Thanksgiving? They're trying to get home for. There's the movie. What's it called? It's got Ed O'Neill, right? Al Bundy from Married with Children, and Ethan Embry. And he's trying. Oh, Dutch. It's called Dutch. And Ed O'Neill. Did you ever watch Married with Children and Al Bundy?
It's been a long time.
Okay, you'd probably know him better as like Jay from Modern Family.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
So he's dating this woman, and her son is in boarding school, and he has promised to like take. He's like, oh yeah, I'll go pick up your kid, and we'll take him home for Christmas. And the kid hates him because, you know, new guy and everything else, and it becomes this like road trip from hell movie. But it's a Christmas movie basically, you know. Batman Returns is Christmas.
Yeah, that's a Christmas movie too.
Yeah. You know, so it's
Shazam's kind of a Christmas movie.
Kinda, yeah. Let's see here. Okay, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is a Thanksgiving movie. Thank you, Spherical Man.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So, yeah, I completely agree about The Long Kiss Goodnight as a classic. I love The Long Kiss Goodnight. I still love that last line of that movie when she yells at the guy, "Die screaming, motherfucker." I think she did a great job there. I also like, you know, Sam Jackson is great in the movie. Gina Davis is great in the movie. Brian Cox is in it. Again, it's if you've never seen The Long Kiss Goodnight, it's a solid film.
Yeah, it's been a long time, so I don't think I've actually seen that one. I don't think I've seen that or
Dutch was Thanksgiving? Fuck.
True Lies? I don't think I've seen True Lies either.
Okay, hold on. You've never seen True Lies?
No, because it's never been available on video, I don't think.
It is on DVD. I do have it on DVD. It is not available on Blu-ray or 4K. H-Barts and I have actually openly complained about this. We were kind of bitching together about it because it's a great film. Yeah. I actually have a copy of it because it was up-resed for a Stars. They put it on Stars and it got up-resed to 1080p. Oh, so cool. I got my hands on a copy of that. And again, I don't have any qualms about that because I'm like, if it was available in a format for me to purchase, I would purchase it.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like Angus is one of my all-time favorite coming-of-age comedies from 1994. And that movie, again, never got a DVD release. Still has not gotten a DVD release. The only way you were able to get that movie, and this is real, is for a time period, Amazon was offering up this DVD burning service. Mm. So you could basically, it would be print on demand. So, or burn on demand, really. So you would go to Amazon and you go, I want to buy Angus. And you would click on it and you would buy it. And then someone would take the digital file, which is uploaded to Amazon by Warner Brothers. They would burn it to a DVD-R. A DVD-R, RJ.
Yeah.
Print out a case. Yeah. Print out a case, like a slip, put it in a case, put the disc in and mail it to you. Right. And it was like $15 for that thing. And that was the only way to get it on DVD. Like wow. It was. And then I
told you, man, if they would release it in some way I could get it, I would watch it. But I've never seen it before because of that reason, because it's just not available.
It's the thing. It was a huge blockbuster movie back in '94 when it came out. It was massive. And yet, like, for some reason, Cameron hasn't put it out. Now, granted, there were accusations made by Eliza Dushku, who's in it, that she was sexually assaulted by the stunt coordinator while filming the movie. This came out a couple of years ago. I don't know if that's had any impact on the movie coming out. Rational here says Amazon has a True Lies Blu-ray. I don't think it's the real Blu-ray though. It's
a copy or something.
Yeah, it's I don't think it's a real Blu-ray. Or it might be, you know what it is? It might be okay, hold on. Blu-ray.com. Yeah, it doesn't have that listed there. It's not, I don't think it's real. It's something from like overseas or something, but it doesn't, like, you can buy it on Amazon. And that makes me very nervous.
Is it streaming anywhere? I would assume it's not.
No. Not that I can find.
Not even on Stars?
Maybe not anymore. They might have lost it because it's a Fox movie, by the way.
So Disney has it.
So at this point, Disney would have it. Yeah. Someone here has a review of the Blu-ray that they bought. And oh my God, if they're showing clips from the movie. Oh yeah. So it's Spanish. This is, oh yeah, this is totally a knockoff. This is not like, you know, although, wow, you can actually like, wow, that's kind of cool. Cause I found a review of it online and the guy was able to get the menus to be recorded. Cause, oftentimes you were unable to, record the menus from your computer. They block it all. Oh my God. Midnight says just dropped the video. Bob Iger out of Disney for good. Chapek and Susan Arnold controls the future of Star Wars and Marvel. And you know, it's all fucking Cameron Pasha. Chud Watch.
That Chud Watch content for tomorrow.
All right. So anyway, guys, Collateral Damage, that was one that came out. That was supposed to be, I think, October of 2001. However, with 9/11, they pushed it back till January 2002. And Collateral Damage was a good movie. It was a good movie. It was a solid film. Unfortunately, everything kind of fucked it up. But all right, guys, I know RJ's got to get to bed. I'm going to jump over to Enosh and say hey real quick before I go to bed. But let's see. Jester says, I'm getting sick of Chud Watch. Well, then don't watch it then. You can, I'm sorry. I have to, at this point, I feel compelled to call out these people. You know, I feel compelled to call out these people who spread disinformation, as I would for anyone who spreads disinformation. And a lot of other people seem to like it because we're kind of picking apart their argument. If you don't like it, I'm sorry, but
hey, this is a pretty chud-free episode, except for
this one was. Yeah, not everyone is going to be like it. Not everything's going to happen. I have Midnight's Edge is one of those things where it's like they present themselves as being with journalistic integrity when they do the exact opposite. Doomcock does the same thing while hiding behind his clearly alternate persona. And that is some stuff that I believe needs to be talked about. And that's how I said about it. He says I was joking about it. Uh-huh.
He did put LOL at the end.
He did, but I know. And I like Jess quite a bit. I'm not talking crap about that, but it's like I have reasons for why I do what I do. But I appreciate all of you. Thank you all again for coming on by. Be sure to check out RJ's channel. And I'll talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great night and peace the hell out.